We're recording now. All right. So, what do you want to talk about, or how do you want to do this? Is there
All
anything you
right,
want to talk about?
so I took a few notes with timestamps and stuff,
Okay.
and we can either do like a run through, or I could bring up questions as they become pertinent, or you can kind of give me your ideas, and that might just answer some of the questions I had anyway. So,
Okay. So, since you have your timestamps, let's do this. So you can see my screen, right?
of course.
Okay. Perfect. Just want to double check. um, what we'll do is we'll focus the camera on you. We're at the start of the game, so I'll just play it through, and oh shoot, I had some of these keys memorized. Let's see. So slowdown is negative and plus, then back, and this is so weird. Let's just go.
The controls are really weird too. I find whenever the character you're focusing dies, or when
Just
you accidentally bump the camera,
uh-huh.
you have to switch it to directed camera, then back to the character you want to follow. Because for some reason, it doesn't persist through death or changing speeds and stuff. The interface is really wonky.
Yeah, hope they make it a little better.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, let me know if you get to a point where you want to like stop.
So
Otherwise,
right here,
sure.
I realized the Amumu came late to jungle, and I overstayed because when I show up to lane, I think most of my wave was like already cleared, and I know I missed like 3 minions, so
Um,
that wasn't great.
so you only missed one minion,
Okay,
which is good. Okay, actually, I take that back,
that's
because
not good.
how do I pause it? P?
And
Okay.
then Shen missed out on XP, and we might even be out of XP range here.
So do you know that you can turn on an XP indicator?
Yes.
Okay. I turned it on when I was watching this, and it wasn't like, I don't know if it was working or not, but yeah. So
So I know they're getting the level 2, and
mhm.
Thresh is standing forward. So I'm like, you know what? They're gonna have a wave or two, and there's not a whole lot I can do about that.
Sure. So you just kind of waited. I saw you were waiting like
Yeah.
completely out of the area because you just like it wasn't worth the risk, right?
Yeah, because I don't think they could have killed me unless they did everything,
Mm-hmm.
especially when Shen showed up. But I didn't want to get half health right away. That's never fun.
No, you're right. And so basically, you're gonna be expecting they're gonna hit level 2 after these 3 minions are gone.
Right.
You probably will hit level 2 after. Looks like these are leftover caster minions from the first wave. These 3 melees, that's when you would hit level 2 if you got into the
Right.
lane in time, but you missed one. So probably after a caster minion, I would
Right.
assume so.
The way I see it is, as long as I stand behind the minions we have left, they're gonna hit level 2, and it's probably just gonna push under our turret, and
Uh-huh.
I don't think we can really freeze it. I did get hooked there.
Yeah. So actually, I
Um,
do want to talk about that.
sure.
Let's see.
Oh
So
yeah, I have a question here too.
okay, perfect.
So,
Let's go over your question first.
so Thresh hooks me,
Uh-huh.
and there's a skirmish. Should I have ignored the Thresh after his hook and just tried to get return damage on the Kate? And we'll kind of watch how this fight plays out, or
Yeah.
because here Shen kind of counter engages and gets all the way on the Kate,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm just kind of like, I'm half health, and there's a giant wave of minions, so I believe I walk away, and I think I attack the Thresh. So let's play and see what I do. Yeah, I get a little bit of damage.
So that's a good thought. I like that you're thinking that. Oops. I like that you're thinking that way.
Hmm.
What did I just do? Ah.
And it's so easy to think of these things out of game, or to even watch someone else play, like even like a diamond level player. Like, it's easy to see like things they could do a little bit better, but
Okay.
I
So
have a
right
really
here.
hard time finding that in game.
Sure. Right here, the idea is you're thinking right. The Thresh is not attacking you, or the higher priority champion is a threat, so you would target them, right? So right now you see that you both are level 1, they're level 2. So you're gonna lose this trade. So you don't want to take an even trade, but you want to punish them for something, right? And you attack the Thresh because that's safe. Thresh has used his hook and flay,
Hmm.
and he still has to auto attack you, which is gonna be a lot of damage too. So
Right.
that is going
I
to
know
suck.
I got the W off because I know that doesn't draw minion aggro.
Uh huh.
I don't think I got the auto off. I did. Okay, I did
Yep.
get the auto.
So
I
I think you did it right. The only better thing
okay.
you could have done is attack the Caitlyn instead of the Thresh with your one auto attack, and
Okay.
then back off. But ultimately, you want to be backing away from this fight because you're gonna lose it. But you
Hmm.
want to, as you back away, you still want to dish some damage. So I
Okay.
think you did that right and like one auto attack and run away. You might have walked away a little too far, but that's just being nitpicky. It doesn't really matter too much
Actually,
because.
now that I think about it, since I know Thresh Hook is on cooldown,
Hmm.
if I walked up to try to break vision, so the minions I drop minion aggro, I could do that instead of walking under turret.
Yeah, but again.
Kate did start traps though, so
Mhm.
if she tried to wall that off, that could have been annoying as well.
Yep, and you guys are level one. Level one to level two is the biggest power spike when it comes to, like just
Difference, yeah.
yes. Besides, I guess level six, I'll say it's a huge power difference, and so you don't exactly want to just willy nilly attack, and that's why you should always be looking for that level two.
Hmm.
Unfortunately, your jungler was late. You should have just left him, but usually I time my when I leave my jungle based off how
Hmm.
much health the jungle cap has,
That's
and
what I was trying to do too, but I
Mhm.
also realized that he just started late, and yeah,
Yeah, so I guess biggest thing is have a little bit more awareness right away.
yeah,
Actually, let's jump back to something as well. Okay, so you did is that your trinket?
I believe
Yeah,
so
that is yours.
because they have a Thresh,
So
and Thresh can do cheesy things.
so this is what I would do when you think that they could invade. Um well actually first I would ideally if you can get off of base as soon as you can, which
Hmm.
you should always get off base right away. Your teammates won't, but you should. Try
Right.
to get to this bush
I
right
have
here.
done that, and I have been cheesed where they got there at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is if I'm the first one out of base, and they are pinging that they're going to invade, and they have two people or three people, heaven forbid, and I'm by myself,
Yeah.
that's not
So
great.
as an AD
So
carry that doesn't have an escape and you don't want to burn your flash, come over here and then drop a ward. And then
I
just
know
back off
I've
right
been
away.
cheesed though, where
That
where I've
means
been
that
hooked dropping that
well
ward. So I
that's the
either got
thing.
out late or
Yeah, you got out late because then they should be like roughly here or they would be oh come on, what is this thing? Okay, or they would be over
okay.
like here, right? So just be aware and be fast on your finger, but getting that ward down is super important because I'm pretty sure any invading team is gonna win. If you're able to coordinate and invade with your team to go in first, like that's the easiest way to get first blood for your team,
Hmm.
right? Um, Otherwise, I
I
think you
wish
did.
my teams would cheese that more.
Yeah,
I remember there was one fight where we started bot side jungle, and we ended up like the whole team ended up moving across mid lane into the other side, like caddy corner, to like the opposite end of the map, and there was like 5 deaths in 3 minutes. It was hilarious.
yeah. But I like what you did here too. I like to put this defensive ward. I've learned this from like Aiden from doing a lot of community games because we are always
Hmm.
invading all the time. Where if you know they're gonna invade, you sit in this bush, let them go in here because sometimes Thresh will just use their hook, or
Hmm.
they'll be a little less coordinated when it comes to the second bush. So if you get out of base late, this
Hmm.
is the safest like ward. I would put it maybe up
Right.
here instead.
I do remember looking and seeing that I was one of the first people out of base,
Mm-hmm.
and that there were other people still in base. So I wanted the ward there so
That's
I could
fine.
see if they were trying to come in, and I had that's still enough time for me to be in fog of war and move to another bush and avoid them
Exactly.
if I'm by myself,
Exactly.
because I really don't want to burn flash with a thresh
Nope.
in lane.
That's
That's not
good.
fun.
That's good. Okay, so back to this. You already got hooked. I want to get it before you got hooked. Do you know what danger zones are? You familiar with that? I think that's a
Like
term.
the effective range of what a champion can do.
Pretty much. So what we're seeing here is where Thresh is located, right? He can flash, which will be like up here, right?
Hmm.
And then he can hook, which will maybe be like up here, right?
Right.
So basically, this area, I guess, pretty much this, probably like up to here. This area are places that you'd be in danger. This
Hmm.
area, not so much. I guess he might be able to hook this way. And then if he flashed here, which would be kind of weird, he could get at like this angle right here, right? That was really, really confusing. But right now, basically, I wouldn't assume he's going to flash because if he flashes, you'll be able to flash too. So right now, this is your your danger area.
If I was like here. 60% or half health, I'd be more worried about a flash because they could possibly blow me up before I can get out of that. But at full health, I'm not. While flash engages are annoying, I don't think it's enough to kill me.
Exactly. Right
early,
here,
so.
They shouldn't flash on you. If he had Ignite, and they do have a level 2 advantage, and then maybe Caitlyn has Headshot and she has a trap ready, I wouldn't expect that. That's a bit much. And you're so close to the turret. It's probably going to be a waste. But that being said, yeah, this is the danger zone right here. The only thing that's protecting you is this minion. So right now you're standing in the danger zone.
And Shen is running away for some reason. I don't know where he was moving to, but I should have. Yeah.
Yeah. So what I'm noticing a lot in the replay when I first watched it through is that you're scared of Thresh Hook, and you're having trouble dodging them. And a lot of the time is you are in the danger zone of Thresh. So you just need to be more aware of that. And it's tough because you have Thresh and Caitlyn. Caitlyn's one of the toughest ones to deal with because she has such long range. So she just has a huge presence, right? She could also use her Q if she has it up to hit you as well from this range. Or maybe walk up, hit her E, and then her range is even further extended. And then she has her traps to zone you. So this is a tricky lane because there's a lot of things that, a lot of danger points that you can hit. So that's why you get hit over.
The worst lane I played, I wish I had the replay to send you because it was comical. I literally thought that the enemy bot lane was a duo queue, and I found out afterwards they weren't. And it was a Jinx blitz, and I kid you not, the first 3 minutes I played so scared, and a minion in front of me died because I wasn't paying attention. Jinx hit a W, and that blitz was on me, and I was just blown up before I even got out of the knockup, and this is like level 3.
Sure, yeah.
Oh, so, it was brutal.
Right here, you're outside the danger zone, right? Because I would say
I'm also outside of CS range.
Exactly. So this is, right now, he has like this kind of, this is where you're scared. So you need to move over here, right? Because the minions can't get to you. Thresh can flay first, which he should, but that opportunity sometimes is harder to find. But even then, you're not going to get hooked as long as you watch these minion XP.
But for Caitlyn to join that fight, she'll have to walk up and she'll be in range of
turret
Shen counter engage. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. There's a lot of
things that are closer to our turret, so that could go south for them.
Exactly. So what I would do is move up here so you could CS. You tend to stay really far back. And that's what we kind of, after we talked the first time, it kind of sounded like that might be an issue, that you're just playing a little too cautiously. So because that you missed that CS.
I was trying to get in W range, and I don't think it was quite off cooldown, or it was, and I just didn't get it quite off yet.
Yeah, so
that was me walking forward to try to see if I could get an auto in on the Thresh because I landed the W on him.
So actually, I want to back up a little bit. So what I'm seeing right here is you're playing pretty scared. Like there's no reason to be scared here because Thresh just has a really hard time looking for a hook. And you can tell he's really, really looking for that hook, right? He keeps moving.
And that's why I move up into the...
Exactly.
I think I moved too far back, though.
Yep. You could be like with your Shen. I mean, one thing, if he throws a hook and you're standing right here, if it hits, it has a higher likelihood of hitting Shen too. Shen is probably not good at dodging them as well.
I did see before he moved that melee minion is about to die, which could give him an opening. Yeah, because I've been cheesed before when a good blitz or Thresh, they will get you as soon as a minion dies. It doesn't happen very often, but when it does, it's just... I just assume that they're going to land those kind of shenanigans until I know that they won't, kind of thing.
Yeah, like, you're right. You should be cautious about that.
Like, I don't ban Blitz personally because 5 out of 4 times they're not good and they don't zone. And I can just punish them by pushing, so I always have a larger minion wave, and I can just auto attack harass until they're just such low health they can't do anything. Good blitzes though, those are oppressive, and I hate those. But usually I get the bad variety, so I don't. It's not a priority ban for me.
Sure, sure. So, I mean, I think you should be moving up like this far up. That way you have access to maybe harass Caitlyn if she's not paying attention when she last hits. You can harass Thresh. If you're up here, you're probably
She's
an
in
auto attack.
W range. If I stand where Thresh is, I can get a W, and especially if she starts walking backwards, I can walk forward, auto, and back off.
Yeah, and also this might not be a perfect example of this, but right now, Caitlyn, you guys are up here. Thresh is separated from his AD carry, right? So this is a potential place where you guys actually have a lot of strength over Thresh. You know, Shen can throw his Q and hit him. You can W, Q, auto until Caitlyn moves down, and then you guys back off. You know, it might be just one auto, it might be just one Q, but you guys have the strength on this part of the map right now. It's not a huge advantage because Caitlyn can just quickly move down, but you guys have an advantage here. So Thresh actually...
So you're saying we could probably get a good 200-300 damage off on the Thresh by engaging, and when they counter engage, just walk away before Caitlyn gets too many autos, and we'll probably win that trade.
I wouldn't even say engaging. I would say like a W and Shen hopefully a Q. Like that's all you really need. Just chip damage, because that does matter. Because what's happening
W up here, or did I use it to CS recently? Because I think I poked them.
I think you used it. Oh no, it's off.
Oh no,
now.
it's off.
Yeah. So
sometimes the replay doesn't work right though, and the cooldowns will keep ticking.
That is true. But so I'm just saying, like, looking for these opportunities where you guys actually have a little bit of advantage. It's not a huge one, like I said. So, but yeah, because you know he moves right back up. Right here is another chance where he's way in front of Caitlyn, where he is.
Yeah, I could have definitely
right
gotten
here.
an auto with there because there's no minions that are near close. I'm just like terrified of an engage right now.
Yeah, I can tell you're totally terrified. And you know, if you're scared of skill shots, I would even suggest playing a lot of ARAMs where you're not playing Ashe, unfortunately. But playing ARAMs, just like you're getting shot by skill shots every second.
I personally find until I get my boots, I have a hard time dodging skill shots.
Yep. So part of it has to be predictability.
In this game, even in this game, after getting boots and stuff, I still got a lot of stuff landed on me, but I don't know. I just play really passive till I get like 3 items, and then I just feel like, okay, I can play the video game now.
Oh.
I should have walked more perpendicular to that as opposed to back.
I think I did not see you walk perpendicular once to a Thresh hook, actually.
No, I didn't, and I noticed that as well. And I was like, why do I keep trying to outrun it? Like,
So and this is the really importance of you like skirting, staying at that that range where you're just out of danger, but you're just right outside of danger. Because right here, unfortunately, you guys are out leveled. So I think actually your move to go up here was pretty appropriate, just because it's not worth like being that close. Just maybe you could get some damage, because they'll beat you on a fair fight, right?
This was me trying to sneak back under turret before that one minion completely died, and Thresh could just easy punish.
Yep. So let's say you guys were even level. Right here is an amazing opportunity that Shen does find, and actually, even though you guys are level 2, you can do a ton of damage to the Thresh. You should recognize this. Again, like, what are you scared of? Because he doesn't have his hook. You should be.
That's right. Yeah, he just has Flay.
You have minions. He is on this side of the map. Caitlyn's over here, and you actually see Shen takes a good engage while you're actually moving backwards. Right.
I should have recognized that was.
So you need to be up here.
I know in an even trade that we lose that, and I'm very bad at recognizing when, like, I know when we'll lose an even trade, but I'm really bad at finding the what am I looking for? The trades that are the uneven trades. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. So even right here, we didn't see a Mumu coming down. He's you should be aware of where your jungler is.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, you see this even though you guys are level 2, because he's in such a bad spot, and Shen has auto attack blocks with his
Did
one
Mumu
ability, which I don't
ping
think he
by
actually has up
chance?
yet.
Like, I should know where the jungler is, but did he ping
Yeah,
by
he
chance?
did ping right. You can see on the mini map right now. There's a ping icon there. That's gonna be hard to miss. He should have pinged it like here so you guys could see it. That's unfortunate. But I mean, you guys are posturing correctly. You run into minions a little bit, but you still should have been. If you knew Moon was coming, you should follow it, right? And I see this a lot actually, where someone's on your screen. Do you play with lock camera or do you play with free camera?
Free camera.
Okay, good. So, let's say what happens a lot is that you'll be farming and you won't see your jungler coming in. That was dumb of a Mumu to flash in with no mana, but that's okay. And this is really unfortunate.
I do remember when I saw him flash in, I do remember seeing he didn't have mana, and I remember seeing an incoming minion wave. And I was like, they have a minion advantage, granted we have a people advantage, but...
So, this is the tricky part, because the correct answer is that once a Mumu misses the bandage, it's over. Because you don't want to lose all those minions, because that's a lot of XP and you're already behind, right?
Right.
And Thresh, I mean, they still have really important summoners up and all this stuff, but not everyone knows that's the correct answer. And I think one of the biggest things here that we're going to talk about is that you know too much that it hurts you, because then you're playing at a different understanding than the rest of your teammates. And more importantly, it's about you need to work on your execution, not your game knowledge.
Yeah.
Because you just need to be able to carry and CS better and kill people and position better. Like that's more
We're
important.
not at that point yet, but look at the CS graph thing.
Yeah, I remember that. You fell behind so bad.
At 5 minutes, I think the Kate actually had double my CS.
Yeah, and
right now she has more than double, but...
And part of that is the pressure you lost in lane. Caitlyn is gonna beat this Caitlyn Thresh combo is gonna beat you.
Right.
Shen has teleport, which he shouldn't.
But I mean, oh my gosh, I was so sad about that. Later in the lane, and I'm sure, I don't know if you remember this, but he teleports in and Caitlyn throws the trap, and they just instant kill him. Oh, that was brutal.
I mean, but you can't control that. You can't control
what
your teammates
and
do.
he was cool about it. I remember distinctly, this was one game I didn't have everyone muted. And he was really positive. He was just like, crap.
Yeah.
I was like, man, if I had heal, I would have tried to counter engage and see if we could get something off and blown heal, but it was on cooldown.
So let's also talk about something right now. They haven't backed, right? They are level 3. You haven't backed. You guys are level 3. Shen has backed, so he probably bought items, so he's gonna be stronger somehow. You should be like, we can win this fight right now, because every advantage that they have right now is null because they haven't cashed in their money, right?
You hit tab. Okay, so Thresh is out of pots. I should have realized he was out of pots and his lane sustain is gone. Yeah. So we should have been at the very least able to force him out, which would let us zone Caitlyn.
Yep. And look at this. This is a huge gold lead, but in their pocket right now, you both have spent the same amount of money.
Right.
So you gues are pretty much equal in strength, except you guys have a lot more health, and Shen has more items now. He has a cloth armor.
When this happens, when I get this far behind, and it's happened before, but I know I can even out the lane or even get ahead if the enemy lane does a bad back timing, which isn't ideal because that depends on them making a mistake as opposed to me doing something.
Yeah.
It's more of a reactive thing than proactive, but
yeah, I mean, really, like at this level of play, I think you need to win. You need to win your lane. You can't go into a thing like, let me just get through laning phase. So what I want from you, the biggest thing I want from you is to always be looking how to win and how to kill them, right? And yes, you have a lot. There's 100 things to work on, just like everyone else. You focus on a few things and figure out how you're gonna win your lane. Maybe that's CSing better and learning how to do trading stance a bit. But like right here, you should be up but you're just scared. You're scared, right? And I'm trying to give you glimpses of like, this is why you shouldn't be scared. This is where you have an advantage. So next time you're like, when you get scared, you be like, I can dodge his hook because this is what he's gonna do. Or I'm gonna bait out the hook because this is how they think, and I'm gonna get the advantage because of a spell thing. And whether or not the Shen does it right or wrong, they're gonna screw up something too.
Right.
You're gonna screw up something too. So any advantage
they
is
are
good.
running away here, or they were.
Yep, because they're scared. Because they should have been. I don't know if they realize that, but again, you're playing far back just to be in range to CS and not threatening anything.
Caitlyn's doing the same thing. This is something, and I've seen people do VOD reviews of bronze level. I missed 2 minions there. Of bronze level AD carries, and I know that's something that drives higher level AD carries crazy because we walk forward to CS and then we just walk away.
Yep.
And
you're absolutely right. You should be
just super passive. Yeah.
You should be here.
Should be more active.
She's gonna auto attack this guy, and you get a free auto attack there. Thresh is gonna be like, oh, I want to get this hook. He's gonna go here, so you step up, auto attack, and then you move right back, and you maybe you bait out the hook.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't trust myself to be that quick fingered without boots, honestly.
That's tough. You gotta work. I don't know how you work on your reflexes then, but then if you can't react fast enough, then you have to predict. So that's what you have to think. If I come up here, this is a danger zone, right? You're in a danger zone.
Well, and I know that Thresh is gonna land it. I just don't trust myself to move away fast enough. I have no attack speed or additional movement speed.
Well, no, this is what I'm saying. If I tell you, like, jump on your right foot, and then I say, jump on your left foot, but you have no idea what, like, my next command, and then you jump on your left foot, and I say, okay, now clap your hands, you know? And then you clap your hands, and you're a little slow to react. But if I say, I'm going to tell you to jump on your right foot and then jump on your left foot, right when I say jump on your left foot, you know you're going to do that, and you'll react a lot faster. So already you go, I'm going to go here and attack the Caitlyn, and Thresh is going to hook. So right when I auto-attack the Caitlyn, I'm going to move right back. So you're not even reacting to anything. You're just doing a set command. Do you get what I mean? So you don't have to react to anything. You already pre-planned, I'm going to step up and step right back.
I get what you're saying, and unfortunately, we can't replay this exact scenario to see how it'd plan out, you know? Which is unfortunate, but in my mind, I feel like I'm sure I can execute that fast enough. I don't know that my character will move fast enough to get out of the way before the hook connects.
Sure.
That's what I'm worried about. I should have got more autos off. We would have gotten that kill. 1 auto. Oh.
Yeah. So you guys got it, luckily.
But we could have got that earlier, and we could have probably half health Caitlyn. Yep. Let's see. I walk away. I cancel an auto right there. That 1 auto would have won that fight harder.
So what I'm thinking right here is like, oh crap, we are lower level, right? Shen is still level 3, but Shen is a really, really strong support.
Is my Q stacked here?
It might be. I know your Q goes up pretty quickly.
Yeah, it's on 4. Yeah, I've got Q available.
So right now I'm thinking like, at first I'm like, oh, we're lower level, but then I see the Thresh health is low. If Caitlyn focuses Shen and Shen uses his block, like we are fine right now. So I don't care that Thresh comes up. He takes a turret hit. I actually want to move up because I see we have an advantage here because Thresh is so low. So there's no reason to hit back. I don't know what the right decision is to focus Caitlyn or not because I kind of just want to kill Thresh.
I think, yeah, this is where I had the question about the Caitlyn or the Thresh because he I don't think he used Flay yet. So he still would have Flay.
I think he did. I think when he... probably when he hooked in, he might have used it, but we'll find out a little bit.
Let's see.
Because typically they use it right away. Yep, right there.
Okay, yeah, so he has nothing.
I would always assume if a Thresh uses his Q and comes into it, you don't know if he used Flay, he probably used Flay. Because that's just their combo, and they might not be fully aware, like, to stagger it.
Right.
Yeah, so right here, you should continue moving forward, and you should be postured.
Moving forward, yeah.
You should be postured here, and every auto attack moving forward.
I saw the Kate trap. I do remember seeing the Kate trap, and I wasn't sure if another was coming out. Maybe that's what I was thinking when I backed off, that they were going to try to wall off, but she didn't.
I'll tell you this, who cares? Like, if you get walled off, then you get walled off. You're still, like, behind, right? Also, if
Uh,
she places it, it doesn't activate right away. You still have time to, like, walk over it.
yeah, is it like a half or 3/4 second delay?
It's enough
Or
to
is
walk
that-
over it.
I
Whatever that
hacked
is.
in.
Yep. So, I don't know what's going on here. I don't know if it's your key bindings or just, like, you just misclicked. Because you can see you're not moving. You auto-attacked right there.
Uh-huh.
And then
I have attack move click bound.
so you
And I
canceled like
find-
twice there, and then you auto attack this minion instead of keep moving forward.
Okay, yeah, for some reason, unless I click right on them, and this might just be the key bind settings, and did I have heal? No, I didn't have heal there. I don't know if this is the key binding itself or if I'm executing it wrong. And maybe I should try playing with this setting more and try just attack move and then like manually click so it's 2 buttons. But I find if I don't click right on the target, every so often I will click it. Attack move click is supposed to attack what's closest to your cursor. Every so often, it will attack what's closest to my character.
I think it's close. Oh, okay. Now I am confused because I thought it was just attack close to your character.
I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be what's closest to your cursor.
Well.
Let's look this up.
Yeah. Are you able to look that up?
Attack move click. There's guides for it.
Yeah, is that your champion attacks the nearest target, unless that was 4 years ago. Unless they changed it, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is as well, and that's what your character is doing in game. Like you.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So now that we have that cleared up. Because that changes a lot. The way
I do need to click right on people to attack them.
Yep. So that will hopefully help your attack move. So you need to be accurate. You need to. Do you have it bound to A or what? You have it bound to a button or a mouse button,
Spacebar, right? Yeah.
Spacebar?
Yeah.
To attack move?
Yep.
Wait. You press spacebar to target them?
Nope, it's attack move click. It's one button. So think like a smart cast ability. That's what my auto attack is like.
I don't like that at all. Maybe it works, right? Everyone has their thing. I severely hate that.
I could try it the other way, but I remember when I first tried doing that, it was absolutely awful because it was all my other abilities were smart cast. So I was used to something happening when I push a button.
Sure.
And so the way I learned to attack, move, which I'm obviously not good at. We saw me cancel like 3 autos in that trade. Is I treated it like a very low cooldown spell.
Sure. Yeah, I don't like that one because you will be smashing your space button so much. And I would say that your clicking finger has a lot more dexterity and precision than your thumb.
I disagree because QWER I have on my pinky. So
wait, what
I
do you
would
mean
have
you have on your pinky? Like you
press
all
I have
those
my
with
pinky on Q.
Okay,
I have my pinky
sure,
on Q.
Sure.
If I hit A, that's with my pinky, which is my slowest finger.
Yep.
So I don't want to use A. The S I do like because it's nice to be able to stand in a bush and not attack things because that's the stop command. And then D and F are sums. G is my pings, and then T is trinket. So, and then 1 through 6 are items. But I don't like the idea of me having to move even one of my fingers off of my primary skills. And so I'm like, I have 4 skills, and the space bar is used to auto center the camera, which I very rarely use.
Oh, it's so important for AD carries auto center.
I have that on A actually. I flipped the two.
So wait, do you have it toggled or do you have it a hold down?
No, it's just like you tap it and it centers the camera, but it never toggles on off.
So
And the only time I really use it is if I'm off screen ulting and I need to jump back to me.
yeah, so question.
Or whenever I'm scouting. When I scout with my hawk, if it's safe, I will off screen. And then I use that to jump back.
So how long have you tried using the default, like with space centering you, A being auto attack? How long have you tried using that for?
It was only 3 or 4 months.
So I'm totally down for people using whatever key bindings that work best for them, right? The thing is, even though we talk about this, it's hard for me to be convinced that it's working for you. One thing is that you'll see double lift, and a lot of professional AD carries hold down the spacebar. Some of them even just toggle
Lock
it with
camera
Y.
on off.
Yeah. For long periods of time during even laning phase, just so that it's easier to control your character and to do all the things. Because again, you're picking the most mechanically intensive role right now, right? And I get that I get your pinky thing versus your thumb thing, and you're using it as a smart cast, not a press the A button and click on a champion, right? Because what I do is I press A and then left click a champion to auto attack move. You don't do that, right? You just press space and it attacks. Correct?
I didn't follow that. I'm sorry.
No problem. So when you auto attack someone, you just press space and you hover your cursor over them.
Right, just like you would with a targeted ability.
So
it's basically a low. It's like Cassiopeia E, only it's on my spacebar. It's kind of the way
even know you
it
can
works.
smart cast that, because what I like is, as a person that uses
Well,
computer.
Cassiopeia E, I just played a game of her and everything's on SmartCast. You just hover the cursor and you hit E and you just keep damaging them.
Yeah, it's hard for me to argue this because you're making a really good point, and so let me just get my thought out there, because I just want to get it out there for you to consider this. We all use a lot of us use computers a lot. We've used computers for a long time. We're used to clicking on things, right?
Right.
Selecting files, clicking on, just highlighting things, whatever. So when I think about when I have something that's very precise, I think my right hand, both my right click and left click, are the most precise movements I can make on the keyboard or on a computer, right? So I think that's why most people want to right click champions or press A and then left click champions, because that's how usually people attack move. I totally get it because there are smart casted spells and you just hover over things and it works. So that I am having trouble convincing myself why it's different, except that you are always clicking to move and you're always clicking to move. So it's just a very native feeling, right?
I like it because it splits what my hands are doing. So I'm not using the same fingers and the same hand to attack and also move.
Yeah, I get that. I fully agree with that.
Right, and I can try it the other way and see if that feels better, because I might just try it the more default way and just be like, aha, this is much better. I don't know what the crap I was talking about. Because like I said, you say I'm making good points and you're making good points. It's just that felt very unnatural when I was learning the game, so I went through, and this was around the same time I switched. It was like a week after I switched to SmartCast, and my friend was like, hey, you should learn how to use your auto attacks more, because I was playing mid lane mages, because it's abilities are easy. And I remember I was told to switch to SmartCast because I was playing Lux, and I never leveled her W, because if you're not playing SmartCast Lux, you have to click something for her W. So you, in the middle of battle, you have to,
You know,
click
I
W, click
understand that.
E, click W, and I'm like, I don't have that APM. And then I switched to SmartCast. I was like, oh, that is much
Sure,
easier.
most of everyone uses just SmartCast for all their spells now.
hmm
Um, yeah, so it's tricky. I will.
I can give it a shot, and I can see how that goes because like I haven't tried the default like I remember looking up like the whole attack move stuff,
Hmm.
and a lot of people like the A key because anyone who came from I think Dota and like StarCraft 2, that's like the default bind.
Yeah, yeah, everyone's used to that. I mean, that's how it is for
I
even
never played
StarCraft.
those games.
Uh-huh.
Well, I did play StarCraft, but I got so frustrated with it. I'm like, yeah. I remember a friend trying to teach me how to orb walk in StarCraft, and I was like, I can't do it in League of Legends after I found League of Legends with one character, let alone with like 50 Marines. Like that's not gonna happen. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, I totally feel you. Oh boy, because okay, so also you don't
So
use it.
since
Do you
I
use your?
didn't, yeah, since I didn't have the muscle memory there, and I'm like, I'm not using the space bar much.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, let me swap those two, and I'll keep the center on the A key if I want to snap back to my character. It's just, and maybe this is a bad habit, but since I don't use it much, I put it on a key, the hardest key to access. Like,
Yeah. See, the
like
A key is so easy. To me, the A key is so easy to access. Like I even put my words on tilde because I like it's really easy
See,
for me to
and I'm
access.
different. My ring and my middle finger to me feel the fastest. So
Yeah.
I put like my pots and my zanyas on like 2 and 3.
Yeah, I put my
Just,
items starting at 2 actually because I
mhm.
don't want to use one.
But
Um,
sometimes I change that depending on the champion I play. If I play a champion where I need to W and zanyas or something for whatever reason really quickly, then I'll change that up.
mhm.
But that's usually not the case.
Yeah. So, I don't really know what to tell you because the other reason why I like my thumb not being auto attack because I actually use my alt key too. I use my alt to level up my spells without clicking on them. So
I
alt
use my
Q.
shift. Here I made a rant about my pinky and I use my shift.
Yeah, I can't do that. I hate using the shift key and control key.
What do I use alt for? I use alt for self cast because I used to play Lulu,
Mhm.
and that was fantastic on Lulu and like Kale and anyone with a targeted
Yeah.
like shield is that's great.
I used to
Lulu
put
has 3 self cast abilities.
I know exactly what you mean. As a person that used to play a lot of Karma, and I used to put, or yeah, Karma, Zillion, a lot of supports that can heal themselves and stuff like that, or shield themselves. I actually used to put 1 through 4 as self cast, which I really
I'm
like.
trying to
But
think, what do I use control for? Because I feel like I have it for some.
control is probably defaulted as level up your spells.
Oh yeah, that I think control's unbound actually.
Yeah, it might be since you've just messed with everything, and not that that's a bad thing, but
It,
yeah.
I'm playing on a laptop keyboard. My
Hmm.
shift is about 50% larger and it's up a row from the control.
Hmm.
The alt and the space bar are so close to each other, and since it's not, it's like a membrane keyboard. And I'm not playing on a mechanical, but I've had this laptop for like 2, 3 years now, so I don't even really remember what it's like to type on a mechanical. Um, but since the keys are completely flat, I literally have to shift my thumb to hit that alt key to switch between alt and spacebar like less than half an inch,
Hmm.
just because
That's
of
like
where
me.
it sits. Yeah, just because where it sits. Because the spacebar is smaller, so that they can fit full size alt
Sure, sure.
keys on there.
Okay.
Um,
But yeah, I'm just so with the key bindings, my big concern is one, you don't have an easy way to just hold and center on you
mhm,
because that would usually be your thumb on the space bar and you just hold that down. That's really easy to
mhm,
do because I think in fights and skirmishes, holding it down is really important because you don't care what's like half a screen away from you. Again,
mhm.
that's a very generalized statement. Um,
Now that I
you're
think
you're
about, I
worried about what's
could,
in front of you and around you, and you want to make sure you're
yeah.
precise and clicking, and you don't have to waste movements moving the screen back and forth in
Yeah,
the middle of
I
fights.
think what I'm gonna try doing is I'm gonna bind attack move click to S, and I'm gonna move the A, basically move everything all around. So like A will be, because I very rarely use the whole stop command. The only time you want to do that is if you're in a brush and you don't want to attack minions because you want to like surprise someone for cheese.
Well, I would even say that you can just keep clicking back and forth if you need to do that. It might be harder in the pixel brush, but I like the stop command. I use that a lot for CSing to make sure I don't want to attack, stop, and then attack.
Yeah, that's nice too.
Maybe
I
you need to
usually
train
just
your
put a
pinky.
movement
Maybe you
can.
gotta
Yeah,
train your
maybe
pinky. Maybe it's time.
get figure weights.
Yeah. I actually think the
Learn
pinky,
guitar.
just like, now I'm not an expert in human anatomy or anything, but the pinky has a lot more smaller muscles for fine movement, motor control, versus your thumb is a lot bigger. So it's really great for smashing a big button like the space bar. But I would say that once trained, the pinky is a lot faster to tap than the thumb is, just because the thumb requires a bigger muscle to move, while the pinky doesn't.
My hands get cold easily, and my thumb is always the warmest finger. So I think that might have something to do with it being faster,
Yeah, I
or
mean,
perceived faster. Because
you're using it a lot more because
yeah,
you're
if I had to
auto-attacking.
rank my button pressing speed, I would say thumb, middle finger, ring finger, index, pinky is how I would rate it. As weird as that is.
No, I think that totally makes sense, and because you just trained your thumb so much, that could be it. But I bet you could get your pinky, if you trained it, to click faster and with more precision than
Yeah,
your thumb.
I think I'm going to actually use my S key for attack move, and I'm going to do the camera center and hold on like spacebar, and then the A will be my stop since I use that the least, and I'm more comfortable
Okay,
with my ring finger.
sure. I think that makes
And
sense.
I'll see how that goes, and then I'll play with attack move versus attack move click and see um, if I notice any difference.
Yeah, I don't like. I like clicking for my attacks just because I feel more precise with it. And again, that's I think most people, but you might be in a
Actually,
different
I
situation.
know exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put Alt away from self cast because I don't play Lulu that much as I love her, and I can move that to Control because I don't think I have anything on there. And my Alt will be the target champions only, and that will help
That's
avoid
great.
misclicking minions.
Yep.
That I was trying to figure out how to work that in because if I'm using spacebar, unless I bind something to my mouse, which I have one extra button on my mouse for my thumb. Um, let's see. I'd have to I'd be using both my thumbs, which always feels weird. I don't like using the same finger on different hands simultaneously. I don't know why. It's just it feels awkward.
Another question.
Yeah.
What do you ever just right click champions to auto attack them?
Sometimes.
Because for example, the one time that we were watching you kill the Thresh, where was that? It was here. Because you're moving forward. Okay, so the reason why people like auto attack moving is because you don't have to move your mouse so far. So if I'm running away from this minion, I click it to attack it, then I click here to move back, and click it to attack it, move here, click it, move, click. And what people rather do is just kind of like click backwards and auto attack, move, and click backwards and auto attack, move, click backwards and auto attack, move. So then I only keep my mouse like over here because I'm kiting backwards. But if I'm moving forwards, then I can just click.
So if the
click him,
closest
click.
target to my character is what I'm trying to attack, I can just attack move backwards, and
Yep.
I'll attack, and then I cancel the end animation and move backwards.
Yep.
So I don't have to move the mouse from forward and back, forward, back.
Correct.
That okay.
That will save you a lot
I've
of
been
time
doing
when.
it so wrong.
I think
I was
one
okay.
golden
So
tip is gonna help you a lot.
okay, so I was under the impression that attack move, the attack move click, attacked what was closest to your cursor, and that I could use that to basically not click directly on people, but if my cursor was closest to that, it would attack them, so it made targeting easier.
Yeah, no.
And I was using it almost like a right click, where I would click in front of me, then click behind me if I was kiting backwards. And so I guess I have gotten kiting all wrong. I don't know how I messed up that, because I remember watching when I was new. I like, what did I do? I listened to like all like 100 episodes of like Four Wards once I found that, and then I found your podcast. I like listened to that religiously, and I was like always watching like Fi and like Foxdrop and all the different YouTubers, and like, yeah, I know all the things about the game. Let's see if I can do this. And I felt like I was okay, and I go into rank and I lose like 10 games in a row.
Yeah, I mean, execution's a big part of it. So, I know there was an article talking about changing that up, and maybe there's like a checkbox that allows that. Because I remember reading an article about it that Riot was considering that when it came to attack moving.
I swear it was what was closest to the cursor. I remember reading that or hearing about that somewhere. And
Yeah,
maybe
there was
that's
an
a
article.
setting, or maybe it's like hidden in the files. Like some games you can pull up the config file and you can be like, oh, this isn't in the menus, but click, 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 you know.
Yeah, but
Um,
again, that worries me because you're trying to not be precise when you're playing a very precise role, and you're trying not to be mechanical when you're playing the most mechanical role in the game. So there's things where like you want something, but
mhm.
it's not right to ask for that, right? It's like, I want to be platinum, but I don't want to practice every day. Like, it's like, well, that's not gonna happen, right? So if you want to continue playing
Well, the
Ash.
the way, yeah, the way I understood it was it's because the way it was explained to me in this video, this was like years back, and I'm sure I could find it again, and I'm probably misremembering since I clearly don't have this, but it makes the most mechanical roll easier. And in the case of kiting backwards, I could see that because you don't have to move the cursor back and forth. But from what I
Oh,
understood,
here it
it
is, right
was,
here. Do you see it? I found it. I would double
oh,
check that
maybe I
this is
don't
on.
have that enabled.
I
Yeah.
mean, patches kind of sometimes mess things up. That might be. Um,
I'm logging in right now and I'm checking this because
yeah.
this I swore that was and that was like the default setting, and since I don't remember ever changing that, it's probably not the case, and that's why. Oh, my AD carry game is gonna go to the next level now. It's gonna work how I thought it was supposed to be working for 2 years.
Unless it was exactly how it's set up exactly how you thought it was, and then you're like, I don't know what's happened then. um, but yeah, let's move on. We got a lot of stuff to cover. I think, yeah, work
Yeah.
on those things. I mean, here was another example that I was talking about where you're just lacking map awareness.
I mean,
Your Shen teleported in, I think, and has engaged, and you don't realize the engagement for. I don't think you realized it. Period.
I did see that. I did not want to walk forward with the Thresh MIA and a minion wave pushing towards us.
Mm-hmm.
Because I did she have 6 yet? No, she didn't. Um, I knew I'm half health here, and they had a larger minion wave, and I would be walking forward and drawing the aggro, and I'd have no minions to hide behind if the rest showed up, which
Yep.
is what I was worried about.
So
Because I didn't trust myself to be able to dodge that hook yet.
so another thing I noticed throughout this whole game, you never pinged once, as far as I could tell. So you need to communicate that to your Shen. You need to ping
Mhm.
no, 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 or like caution, or what danger or whatever those pings are. You need to
Mhm.
communicate that to your team, especially because you're not
Okay.
typing in chat, which that's perfectly fine. I think you can communicate almost anything with just pings. You
Mhm.
need to ping. You need to
Did you
be
see
pinging your.
my Baron calls though?
Was that you?
Yeah,
Okay.
that was me. Those
Good,
Barons
good,
that we took, that was all me.
good, good, good. So again,
So
right here, you're
I
playing
feel
way
like
too.
yeah, I feel like I can make good calls occasionally. I'm obviously not the best. I'm not gonna say I'm not the best. I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to say.
Oh, that's good. Make
It
calls.
might
It's
just it
fine. You
might
can.
just maybe it really is just execution, like you're saying.
Oh,
Maybe I have a okay game knowledge. But I can't say because it doesn't show with my win rate.
I
You know what I
firmly,
mean?
I firmly believe that I can make the general statement that all bronze players, the biggest thing holding them back is execution. I really, really do believe that There's probably like 5% that are held back by just horrible macro knowledge. But I really think that if you're just good enough as Katarina, you can just carry a game, period. If you're good enough with Vayne, you can just carry a game, period. If you're good enough with a support champion, a little less because it's utility that's not super helpful when you're talking about just killing champions. Because if you're just able to win team fight and team fight and team fight, it's kind of like ARAM where whoever wins the last team fight kind of wins the game. If you win your lane and you're 6-0, like you saw Caitlyn being super strong, you have such a huge advantage. So a lot of it's execution. I think getting through gold and silver, you can rely a little less on execution and rely more on knowledge, but still you could just force your way into like plat just being really good mechanically. I really do firmly believe that. And I think I saw that a lot from just watching this game and even watching your teammates on what they did wrong. Like Ari had was doing pretty well and Master Yi was doing pretty well, but they were like huge, like they just completely messed up there, and because of that 3 people lived. Like that was not an uncommon thing to see.
Right.
Yeah.
Why do I have disable HUD spell click not enabled? You know how many times I've gone to ping my ult and I accidentally clicked it and it fired because I guess it didn't register the G key? Have you done that before? Please tell me.
No, I have not done that before.
You must have that enabled.
Yeah.
No, the game does weird things when you try to ping or like when you die. It's buggy because like I'll go to open the store menu. If by default it's on P. Mm-hmm. And I've never changed it because I don't know where I would put it where I need to quick access the store.
Yeah.
Because usually I'm either backing because it's safe or I've died. So I have time to just click the purchase tab. And half the time it'll ping how much gold I have. And I'm like, I didn't hit G. Why is it pinging that?
Yeah, maybe you should just set everything to default and then fix your key bindings again.
Where was that mouse click thing?
It's in game at the bottom. Again, I'm in spectate mode, so might be a little different, but it's probably under the same like tab.
Oh, it's under game. Okay, here we go.
By the way, this thresh hook was amazing, so don't feel bad about getting hit for that one. It was a really good thresh hook, so I might have been. Oh, lucky.
let me see.
Might have been lucky.
Was it? This one?
Yeah. So you're again playing too safe. Now you're playing it better, but yeah, right here, Shen is blocking your way. It's fine. It was a really good thresh hook, so whatever. I can live with that. If I walk
perpendicular though.
Ooh, right here though. This whole time you should have been auto attacking. You could have potentially killed the thresh if things played out well. Right? So he's taunted. You go up to auto attack him, which you should. That's good. Shen hits the trap, so unfortunately you get hit by the hook. That wasn't straight back, but right here, you're stepping away because the Caitlyn can hit you. But here, she is auto attacking the Shen. You can get, let's see, 1 auto attack, 2 auto attacks, maybe 3 auto attacks before you have to back off. You probably can't kill the thresh.
My Q might have been up too.
Yeah, you might not have been able to kill the thresh. This is good poke. You could have actually attacked her again because she's not threatening you. She's scared. She's trying to just like completely disengage.
I think my W is down.
It's okay. You can still auto attack. Like Ashe isn't like, hey, I do a ton of damage because of my W. Like you just any AD carry just auto attacks. If your Q's up, great. If it's not, you still hurt. But yeah, you missed out
I know she has the range advantage, and unless
disrespect it. Disrespect your opponent a little bit. I think you're giving way too much respect to your opponent.
Okay.
Yep. And again, she hasn't backed. You haven't backed.
The CS is like, ugh.
Yeah, it's horrible. But again, she doesn't have a CS. That CS advantage means absolutely nothing because neither of you have backed. Also, I hate your start because you are already saying you're conceding lane. Don't start Dora and shield. Just don't. You're band-aiding a problem and you're also setting yourself up for failure. So
what was my keystone?
It should be fleet. Oh no, press the attack. That's okay.
I did press the attack. That might have been why. Whenever I have fleet footwork,
Mm-hmm.
That is my default keystone, and I've been playing around with the press the attack, and I find if I go the same start as fleet footwork, I really miss that sustain.
Wait, from fleet of foot, you get sustain from fleet of footwork.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's like it's the new what was the one, the Warlord's Bloodlust thing.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. I thought you said the opposite, so I was just confused there for
No,
a
no, no,
second.
no. I don't get any sustain from press the attack. I just
Yeah.
get the damages. And
I
so
would.
if I don't have a healing or shielding support, I kind of like that just for it makes it feel more like I'm running fleet
I
footwork.
mean, right now it's the strongest keystone for AD carries, with a few exceptions. I think, again, it doesn't matter. No, actually, no,
Hmm.
I take that back. Especially because you're against a Caitlyn, it would have been really good to use. Especially because you're playing passive, it's really good to use. And then you got Doran Shield because
Oh,
you're
I know why I
scared.
didn't run it because this is the game where I wanted to try my old Blade the Rune King Black Cleaver build and see if that was any good because my Essence
Oh,
Reaver build wasn't working
I'm so.
well, so I
Oh, it
tried to
hurts.
change it up.
Don't do it. I'm so like, if you're gonna do that, play a different champion. Like, it's
Okay.
just like, I get it. Sometimes you have to band-aid your build for the best bang for your buck kind of thing.
Hmm.
Um, you stick with your core build because like your kit just synergizes so well with it,
Hmm.
and it's not in a situation where it's like, oh, I'm down 300 gold. I'm at a severe disadvantage like the LCS players
Right.
are. You know?
My core build is Essence Reaver, IE, and usually Runons.
Yep.
Um, because the CDR is fantastic. Just having the ult every time there's ever a skirmish mid game is great, and I
Hmm.
do miss that CDR if I don't build it because I've gone triple crit before, and that's also really fun.
Yeah.
Um, but I usually go IE first if I'm behind. Here,
Yeah, that was fine. That was easy. You did well.
okay, yeah, I stopped because I know she just has a higher base movement speed, and I just couldn't keep auto attacking her to slow her, so I was like, eh.
Perfectly fine. Yep. So, I mean, right here, you have enough for a BF sword, and I don't think you buy a BF sword on your first back. You have
Okay.
1900. You've been in laning phase, or you haven't backed yet in so long. Uh,
I was pinging because I wanted Amumu to help us hard push, and I think I pinged back off. And then when they die, I remember them chatting like, "WTF? Why are you back?" And I said, "I wanted help pushing, but you walked away, and it pushed, and so I needed to back and be back in lane before they were there."
yep.
And they
So
just overstayed. I was like,
this is the thing. You're overthinking it. You are probably smarter about the game than most of your peers in bronze. So don't give them hard things to think about. That's why you don't pick like a split pushing champion and be like, we have to split push, like flirt around Baron, but don't engage. I'm gonna take the bottom inhibitor and take everything and like make it complicated because it's too hard. So again, it's like, just who cares if your wave's in a bad spot, because are Caitlyn and Thresh gonna take advantage of that
So you're
wave?
saying I need to ignore the fact that I might be able to make good calls, and I just need to get more gold and have more items and just auto attack people.
Yeah.
That's all I need to worry about.
Yeah. Because
Okay.
again, like if you're thinking,
It's
you
so boring.
this is I totally feel you. You want to play the macro game. The macro game is really exciting.
Oh, it's so much fun. That's why I quit StarCraft because the skill floor to even get to the point where strategy matters is so high. I got so frustrated. It's like, ugh.
Yeah. So that's the thing. Like,
And then I go to League and play AD carry.
so this is what yeah. You should be playing support and jungle if you really want to do that. If you really want to do that sooner. But ultimately, this is the way I think of things. If you want to play that game, you need to get into that, which means you have to start playing gold games, right? Or you play with five. You play with five where you can actually use that macro knowledge and enjoy that if you can't climb the ranks. But getting through bronze and silver, you need to execute well enough and just be good
I
enough
need
to
to
carry your
execute the
team.
laning phase, so I win my laning phase more often than I lose it,
Yeah,
basically.
and then you have to carry the rest of your. You have to put everyone on your back and be a little bit selfish. I would say like 90% of the times you want to be selfish, and just go at it and just kill people. You don't want to play the sustain game and like, I'm gonna farm till 50 and then carry my team. Like, unless you're playing Nasus maybe, or Master Yi maybe, but you should not go into that mindset
So
because people
don't
tilt.
play the passive game and be like the rest of the team will play passive and they'll be even or ahead, and then I can just do my thing and we can strangle them LCS style.
Yeah,
Just be like, no, I need to win lane, win game.
10K gold, 20K, maybe 20K, 10K gold lead at like 30 minutes is huge. Doesn't matter in bronze because whoever has the 5 all-in wombo combo comp will find that perfect engagement all
Or
the
the
time.
Blitzcrank.
Yeah, or the Blitzcrank. Blitzcrank can be so bad in lane, he just needs to hit one hook on you or Master Yi or Ari in this game and win it, right? So that is
He just
scary.
needs to show up at Baron at the 50-minute mark when it's just him and his jungler, and just hook our jungler, and then their jungler flash over and smite.
Exactly. It only takes one play
While
and it's
the
last
rest
play.
of their team, the 3 people on their team, get up so that those 2 die, but then the other 3 people have Baron.
Exactly. That's all. It just matters about execution.
It's so annoying.
And
yeah.
these little macro understandings help get those like unseen advantages, but they're like a 5% increase, 10% increase, 20% increase in you being able to win the game. When it's like, if I'm good at Annie and I know how to play her, that is so much more valuable in the like increasing my percentage of winning the game, right? So one thing here, again, like I mentioned, you just bought the Vamp Scepter, but you had enough gold to buy a BF sword. So instead, you're playing a passive game where like I'm just gonna sustain, because what does the recurve bow do for you in laning phase right now? Like the recurve bow, you get big because you get remands and stuff like that.
I concede that I concede that my build was not the best this game.
And I know you're testing stuff out, right?
Right. So I don't want to like cut you off, but I hear what you're saying, but it's not an issue you really need to explain. I was just trying something new. Because
that poor Shen, that was so dumb.
Oh my gosh. He was like in chat, he wasn't angry or ragey in chat. He was just like, oh my gosh, why did I even, this was me typing to him like, it's fine, you were cool about it.
Yeah, and that's good. You don't want to like tilt your teammates, and like everyone makes mistakes. Don't make them feel bad about it. Like, so that's good that you're like that. You're playing so scared here. It's kind of fine, but I mean, you didn't die. That's good. Even here, you should step up because he's gonna get hooked, and then you can return some damage on Caitlyn. Because Blake says
one thing that gets pounded into people that give generalized advice to bronze players is to here I think I kept pinging him danger because he kept trying to walk on the traps to clear him, which is great, but the Caitlyn is still in lane and she gets like 1500 range to trigger that.
That's fine. You can't do anything about what your teammate's doing, right? You pinged it. That's good.
It was annoying, and I was just gonna keep pinging it, but I couldn't stop to type in chat because the wave was pushing, and he was like, Thresh would just be like, "Oh, Ashe is sitting there AFK," and that's when you try to click buttons, and you're like, "No, I'm still in the chat, and nothing's happening."
That's perfectly fine. You did what you could, and that's all you can do. You can't control it.
It didn't bother me. It was just kind of one of those. I don't know that he realizes I can walk around those fine, because his mind was in the right spot. He's like, I'm gonna protect the AD carry by taking a bullet for her, and I was like, because he doesn't trust me to not step on the traps, which is fair in bronze. I know I won't have that issue very often. I was trying to I don't know if I was aiming for that Caitlyn or the Thresh. I think I pointed in that general direction. Yeah, I was like, either one will probably get us. Okay, can we back up a little bit?
Sure. Let's back up before the gank, maybe?
Yeah, so let's see here.
So the gank is coming in.
Did they engage on the Thresh or the Caitlyn? He went on the Thresh. Okay.
Thresh is unaware. He tries to engage on you, but Amumu's coming around the corner. Caitlyn, I think, is aware. she's like, peace. So this is good. So, okay, actually, right here. I want to talk about this. He's stunned. You auto attack twice, standing still. What you should be doing,
moving towards the Thresh.
You should be moving even past him. Like, get over here, just so like he can't flash away. He can't heal and ghost away. If someone even comes in, he doesn't have more time. You just get as this is his exit path. Be in between his exit path because you're not scared.
Okay.
You're 3v2. There's nothing to be scared about.
Since they focused the Thresh, it was right to keep targeting the Thresh
Yep.
and not try to do anything crazy for the Caitlyn.
Yep.
I did stun her there. All right,
good.
you're right. I should have been moving forward because we might have been able to.
You did a decent job here. You did a decent job here moving forward. There was, I mean, probably you could have done it better, whatever, but you did.
Do you have boards in the river to see the?
Nope.
Okay, well, he bungled that anyway.
Yeah,
I don't know
snuck
what
in.
he was doing.
Yeah, actually, you guys should have just went on and be like, "What are you doing? WTF? Die now!" You know.
Yeah.
So this back is fine. The wave's in a push position. You can't do anything really right now, so you're gonna go back.
Was he 6? Yeah, he was post 6. I was worried of an ult.
Yep. I mean, what I'm saying, like, this is a perfectly good time to back.
I don't remember how much I was watching the scoreboard, and I know how much. I have an idea of how much damage Kate will do. I have an idea of how much damage Thresh will do. I don't know how much damage that Warwick can do, because if he showed up 06, like, no items, yeah, we could easily kill him. But I don't know how much a 3-0 Warwick with that item will do until I've seen it, kind of thing.
Oops, that's not what I wanted to do.
You see what I mean with the whole targeted camera shenanigans?
Yeah, I wasn't having problems with it earlier, but now I am, so I don't know what's going on. But yeah, again, your build is, I mean, you should have built BF and then start building your Runelands if you want, or finish your Infinity Edge if, like, you get a ton of health. You were scared here, that's fine. Warwick sneaks in. What are you gonna do about it? It sucks. Good flash, and you got away. You actually got away, so that's good.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah, because they didn't follow up. I knew it sucked that I had to burn flash, but I mean, living with half-life is so nice.
You should not have lived. You should not have lived. So getting out is great.
Yeah.
Your farming probably could farm better under turret. We've talked about that. That's just, you got to work on it.
Yeah, I know how. It's just my fingers. It's my fingers' fault. That's what it is.
So okay, so why are you moving up to mid lane right now?
The wave bot lane is pushing, and I think I started moving mid before I saw they were at Dragon, but if I am mid, just Shen and I, and they kill Dragon, they can come down and kill us before we can get to the safety of our turret.
Sure. Okay, that's fine.
So I don't think we had ward coverage. Unfortunately, your portrait is in the way of the mini map on the replay.
Oh, is it? Oh, that's annoying.
Skype, yeah. There's a way to move it, I'm sure, and I just haven't figured that out.
I think you just drag my face or something.
Nah, it doesn't want to work.
All right. So, well, anyway, yeah, there's no
I'm sure
ward
there's a way to
coverage.
put it in the top right corner, but it's regardless.
Yeah, so that's right. You're scared. That's perfectly fine. You don't have any vision.
Is my E off cooldown?
I think so. Yeah, you
I
didn't
do have
use it.
charge. So I probably could have pushed forward a little bit and tried to scout, because if I saw they were going mid, then I could have farmed another wave safely.
Yeah, so you don't know that. That's perfectly fine. You especially don't have your flash. I'm okay with that decision. There's nothing. Unfortunately, this is really nothing you can do. You could just sat here maybe, or you can move mid just in case they're coming mid. If you're coming mid because you think they could roam mid, that's a good decision.
I can't remember why I went, honestly. I think
fine.
it might have been to counter them going. Did I ping at all?
Hopefully, if not, that's fine.
I
too.
did not. So I might not have even been aware that they were, like, in mid. And I had ult. I know why I wanted to go mid. It was because I was hoping that they would come mid and that we would catch someone out of position in a 3v3, and I could ult them and we could get a kill.
Yep.
That's what the plan was. I did not ping my intentions, and the Ahri was caught unawares. I don't know if we had vision in the river for her to see that. But again, I can't control my teammates.
Yep. So right here, you're using this W just to help clear waves, right? This is gonna screw up your last hitting though. You're a bit scared, which is perfectly fine. There's 4 people. There's a
we
Thresh.
have no minion wave for me to hide behind, and Thresh and Warwick's cooldown or ult should be on cooldown, but now there's 4 of them, and I'm like, I'm not going near that.
So one thing that I would even consider is that they're going mid, so you want to come mid to help the RA just in case something breaks out. You want to get it ult. Another thing that consider is that if you're like, the RA is gonna be dead anyway, I can't help, and especially because you're playing so scared, you probably just can't help. Just wait. You see 4 people are mid,
No, no,
and
no,
just
no.
push this.
I was personally, and I should have pinged this. I should have pinged Ari to back off. She stayed and cleared a wave after they cleared Dragon, and she stayed long enough that they were able to collapse on her.
Yeah, and you're hoping for a pick, right?
I was hoping she was going to avoid the pick and that she was going to be full health with all her abilities up under turret, and as a 3v3, we would engage.
Sure. No, I get that.
Because I knew that Ari and I versus the 2 of them, I'm too far behind. I don't have items. I don't think she's super far ahead or fed. I know she got a lot of kills early. I know she died a lot later, but I know she got kills early.
Yeah. So what I'm trying to say though is that that's one consideration. Another thing you could do is like after you saw 4 people and you don't care if you're like, okay, mid's screwed, you could have just stayed bot and farmed and been a little selfish there. Because you can't do anything to defend this. Maybe you could take a wave, one more wave, and then come mid and defend this turret, because you just know that this turret, you could potentially surmise that this turret's going down. Just keep that into consideration as well.
If Ari lived, we could have easily saved the turret, and we probably would have had a fairly fair fight. And that's what I was banking on, but like I said, I did not ping that, and then the Ari dying messed with that, and I did not have a backup.
So right here, you're farming while something's happening. Yeah. Actually, I would be like, nothing's gonna happen from that.
Yeah. I saw they were so far behind. Do I have boots yet?
Yes.
Okay. I don't know. I remember thinking when I saw my team go off like that, I said, even if I follow them, I'm still slower than everybody that's chasing right now. Shen looked too far away to engage anyway.
What I would say is, as all that stuff was happening, who knows what happens, right? So you still want to be as close to these guys as possible while you're farming. So I would consider just like, you should be attack moving all the way here and killing these minions as you move forward, just in case something does happen. Who knows? Maybe Galio and Warwick come in and you want to fight that.
I remember seeing 4 people, and I know they backed off, but I don't think I saw through Fog of War which way they went, so they could have flanked.
Sure.
That might have been why I stayed back, because do you know how many times I die as Ashe because someone flanks because our flank is not warded? It's really annoying. Yep. But I had E, so I should have checked. I should have checked at least one flank and then just hung over there and then attack move through the river if they tried to come at me. So, yeah, you're right. I should have been more aggressive. I played too careful.
You do play very carefully, and
you're
not dying, but you're losing a ton of CS because of it. Even right now, you're scared, and I think you're looking for an arrow right now, but like you could be probably further up.
Is my team engaging somewhere?
Yeah, they're fighting here. That's why I think you're looking for an arrow. You're just standing there.
Oh,
that's what I wanted to say about this. With your arrows, if you're looking for an arrow, like you're spending a ton of time sizing it up and stuff like that, you're spending too much time. You have to make a decision, and I know it's really hard, and you're gonna miss a ton. And you'd be like, "Oh, if I waited 3 more seconds, I would have been like, oh, I know what jungle corridor they're going into." I still think you're spending a little too much time trying to figure out where to put the perfect arrow. And again, here you should be moving up forward. You know your team are bonobos, and they're gonna fight.
Yeah, I remember. I think I made a note about this. What's the timestamp here? 16. Yeah, I think I could have influenced this if I was more aware.
Yeah,
for sure. I remember once they all died, I was like, well, team's fighting in the jungle for no reason. And then I watched the replay and I was like, oh, they initially had a numbers advantage.
Yeah, I mean, the fight started here like a minute ago while you were still farming. And then you were looking for the arrow. It looked like you were looking for an arrow and then you decided not to. Good job in farming all these lanes, moving from lane to lane. But again, you're moving to a lane where you're just absolutely scared, so you're not getting farmed. So maybe pushing this by yourself.
I did not know that they were going to be there till I was there. Okay. We didn't have vision.
Okay.
So once they were there, I was like, well, crap.
I like your positioning here. You're a little bit more aggressive because you know the Shen's teleporting in. You're not as scared, even though usually you would be scared because you're in like range to get hooked. I think Shen teleports poorly and also dashes poorly.
Dives are really easy to turn around, especially on Ashe with an arrow up. If Kate gets... I don't know why. For some reason, I decided, yeah, we can totally kill them before the teleport goes through, and that was just me having a trigger finger. That's all that was, and I think I pay for that. Yeah, I do die for
I'm
that.
okay, because that's your issue, that you're not being aggressive enough. But aggression...
It should have been more calculated, though. Like...
Yeah. I wouldn't say more calculated. I think there's just execution issues.
If we, I don't, because seeing what my teammates did, I don't know that we really had the damage to follow up on anything. Because Amumu's too far back, he's blocked by minions, so he can't use his bandage toss in. Shen's too far back to engage.
Okay, so
I feel like I'm overextended right here.
You
honestly.
are overextended, but this is the thing again. Like, as the game's going on, I'm guessing, like, at least for me, I can't think of all the possibilities that might happen, right? I know we have 2 people or 3 people. We have a numbers advantage for now, and we can engage this, but my tanks are a little far behind. Like, that's all I'm really thinking about, and that Caitlyn's available. I also will be thinking about Thresh is going to try to hook me, so I need to be ready to either...
I know Thresh has all his stuff up.
Yep. I know that I have to either react to the hook or predict it. So I got the stun, maybe an auto attack, and if I'm just trying to predict it, I'm gonna move.
After I got the ult off, that's when I realized there was a teleport coming in, and at the same time, that's when I realized my tanks were behind me, and it did not seem like they were coming to join this fight with as quickly as they could.
Yep. I think this is fine. You overextended a little bit. It's fine because you want to keep the pressure. I don't think there's anything wrong with this.
Yeah.
Because
this
again,
is me repositioning. Like, okay, well, the gate's not going to happen, so I'm going to try to at least get the Galio, see what I can do. And I'm just tickling his health bar.
Yep. But that's fine. Like, but you need to make sure that you're in a better spot. That's the unfortunate part with positioning. And you got stuck with like some of the minions. Minions were blocking you, but you need to be able to position better, quicker. Because Galio's coming in, that's going to be something.
I do remember thinking that the Thresh hook was coming and I should go down, and then the minion wave decided to just be like, nah.
Yeah, this is good. You got stuck here. You need to continue moving back because you're focused on Wing the Caitlyn right there, which I like the thought, but it puts you in a lot of danger with the Thresh, as you can see.
Well, did I W, actually? Go back.
You W'd Caitlyn. You're trying to get the Caitlyn, which
was it good. Only Caitlyn?
Yep.
I might have missed that then, because
I think
usually I try to W everyone because it applies the crit slow, which at level 10 is like a 40 or 50% slow, which is great for keeping distance. And so
the reason why I'm saying that is like you step forward to be able to hit the Caitlyn as well. You might have hit other people.
Oh, I did.
See right here, your W actually just misaimed. You aimed it up here, so you actually missed these guys.
Yeah, I missed the easiest skill shot in the game.
That's
it
fine.
really is, though.
Yeah, it's execution, but you actually like instead of being scared of the Thresh here, you step forward to basically be able to hit the Caitlyn.
I think
because of that, you didn't respect these guys.
Actually, that's one way to look at it. What I actually did is I thought the minions were gonna block the Caitlyn. I was either trying to hit the Galio, the Thresh, or the minion wave to try to thin it out as much as I could so they couldn't just try to dive us.
Oh, don't
moving forward was I clicked on Galio because he and Thresh traded places in the middle of that.
Yep, I'll tell you this.
And I did not realize that till it was too late.
When you talk about being worried about turret dives, oh my gosh, I hope people turret dive me if it's an even fight. I hope they turret dive me if we have 3 and they have 4, because we have a turret and turret is so scary. And people don't know how to juggle. Juggling turret aggro is so difficult.
Right.
I want them to dive me because they are going to have to do some amazing outplays to actually execute it well. So don't worry about that, actually. That's one of those things where you're thinking a little too much about it when execution is what matters the most, right?
Okay.
Okay.
Man, that RA walks backwards faster than me.
Actually, let's see. I don't care about this. We care about what you're doing. So you finished the Blade of the Ruin.
My ult is up. I think I might be looking for an ult here somewhere. Is why I'm running here. See if I can get an ult and join.
And okay, this is the thing though. You should have ulted way back here when they were
Right.
like. You can ult right now. You could ult the Thresh. You could have ulted earlier. You could have ulted any of those times, even now as Master Yi's in there.
Yeah.
And you're still not ulting. So I think that's a map awareness thing.
Once I saw the Yi just start popping off, I didn't ult because I was confident he was just going to be able to get it.
Assist gold.
Honestly.
Assist gold. Really important.
Yeah. But
and it's a low cooldown. It's not that long. 100 seconds. When are you going to need it next? When the death timers are half that, like a quarter of that.
That's true.
So just contribute any way you can. I mean, as Soraka, I'll ult when the top lane is diving. just so I can get some assist gold sometimes. I like this take. You're moving around. You do a good job going around camps and taking everything you can.
I do
scared.
when the jungler is oblivious. I have games where I feel starved for gold, and it's like our jungler is like power farming at 25 minutes. I'm like, stop! You should be ganking lanes more. I need the gold.
Yeah, but I will say this: getting that red.
I will say I'm glad you noticed that, because that is something I consciously work on, because I find even games where I have, you know, good bronze CS of like, you know, 100 CS at 20 minutes, I struggle to find, like, especially if the mid laner is roaming to side lanes and picking up farm, that's rough, because I can't, once they push the wave, it's like I can't go down there to farm now for like 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm. So this is also a thing. Like, you have your blue trinket to be able to do that. We just killed the bot lane.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at the waves, and I'm like, oh, there's a decent wave building up. They probably want to come mid or come bot to get that. And you don't know where they are.
Right.
So, but once they pop up, like, what I would do right here is maybe like 3 seconds ago or so, you saw a lot of people mid. I would either stop doing this and go mid, or just go farm this wave real quick and hope that your teammates don't do anything, because I'm like, hey, I need more items. It's really, really important right now. And
who do we have mid? Because again, I'm sorry, the mini map is covered.
So we have 4 people mid right now, and Warwick's the only one missing.
No, I mean on our team, do we have
Ahri.
people to even attempt?
No,
just Ahri.
Just
yeah,
Ahri.
so
Mastery's top.
Probably I don't want to go mid. I should have maybe just stopped the Krugs and gone bot. You're right. Because I have my E up too. That's one thing.
This is more valuable to you with XP
and
gold.
Yeah, you're right. I knew the Krugs were safe, but more often than not, taking that wave bot would have been unsafe, and I didn't use the tools that I had to justify it being safe, which I should have.
And sometimes you take a little bit of a risk. I mean, you're behind CS, so you need to do something, right? You might not find the best thing, but you play the odds, right? If they send 4 people down to you, what happens? Mass G keeps pushing top, you die. Ahri gets free farm mid, and what do they gain from it? They don't get a dragon. They might get a dragon.
I think I have. Yeah, I still have ult for this fight. I think I would have had it even if I used it in the last one.
So right here,
time passed.
Right here.
When did I see my team starting to come to defend this? Yeah, I should have tried some kind of ult.
So you can ult if you wanted to. Right here, you should be looking for ult. You should be ulting Caitlyn or something. Right here, because Amumu's going in. You're holding... You talk about your building Essence Reaver because you like using your ult a lot, which I think is great, but I think you're using your ult... My speculation is that you're using your ult to
too
peel.
Cautiously.
Like, you're using it to peel. You're getting jumped on, so you use your ult. If that's the case, that
no,
ult is not really worth
I
it.
really don't like using it like that. I'm not saying
good.
I don't use it, but when I'm ahead, it is really fun to ult because I know I can win them.
Good.
I know that
That's
if
good.
they're stunned for 3 seconds and I get 3 seconds of free auto attacks, or even better yet, like Q, I know I win that, and they can't run away because I just perma-slow them.
Sure. And that's
when
good.
I'm behind, I maybe I should use my ult more when I'm behind, but I don't like using my ult unless I know it will get a kill or make someone back. And I don't know that because our team isn't behind at this point, actually.
So again, like, you're not using your ult at all during this fight. Like, at all to peel, to save anyone, to engage, to help engage, nothing. Hopefully you've checked the scoreboard by now. Master Yi and Ahri. Master Yi is your win condition. Master Yi is
Yes.
so strong in bronze because people don't peel, and
Mm-hmm.
he is doing pretty well. Sure, he's a bronze player. He's probably not playing it perfect, but he's doing really, really well.
Yeah,
So
I should have honestly. This is one time when I think typing would have been
Yep.
good because Yi.
Alting anytime
I
here
I
would help
did
too.
I did I did I did know that Yi was like our win condition because I saw how fed he was. There was more than one fight where he was caught 1v5, like just because he was pushing with no vision.
Yep.
And that was frustrating to see because
Anytime to ult. Alting
something.
anytime here. You still have your arrow that you haven't used.
I did use it to peel the Vlad actually.
Oh, did you?
So I did use it for that, yeah.
Oh,
I
right
see
here.
that he's going, yeah. I flash, and then I use the ult.
Good job. That was good. But again, you're holding the ult like so long when you can use it.
Can I watch that again and see if I can try to remember some of my thought process here? Back a little further.
Okay, so right here.
All right, so Amumu gets caught out farming.
Yep. His Krugs or his Raptors.
Raptors, yeah. I used my E there to scout to see if they were gonna do something funny.
So actually, right here, if you go back a little bit, like you should be supporting him even though he's caught out. Like you can do damage.
Right.
Like right here, you should actually be, like, why you're running away instead of helping him out. You guys are both level 11 against a mid laner. A mid laner is not doing well for some reason. Yeah, he's 1-6. So you guys should be like happily able to hit this.
But he got his first kill on me by using his OPQ.
Yeah, so what? He's behind just like you're behind? Great. Like then you can kill him.
All right. Maybe I remember thinking I was worried about that flank. I do remember that where Kate and Vlad showed up. I do remember being worried about that.
Yep.
Maybe that's why I tried to back off, and I think that might have been why I held the ult. Because I remember seeing them mid and thinking their wave is pushing. They might just follow that and try to flank us.
Again, I think
I
you're
hate
thinking
fighting
too
in the
much.
jungle as Ashe because
You're
there's too many
thinking too much.
flanks. No, I didn't do anything.
You gotta think. You gotta think less and just execute. Just play. You're thinking of all the ways you could get killed rather than all the ways that you can get kills. You can get
I hear
kills.
people tell me all the time though, like, oh, you need to keep your deaths down and you'll win more games.
And this is the thing. You are keeping your deaths down.
But I'm not having a good impact while doing it. Is the problem.
So now
I'm
go to the
behind.
other extreme. Go to the other extreme and see what kills you all the time. Why do you keep dying? And then you figure out a nice little balance.
The one death I had was because I didn't dodge a Galio Q.
A Gallo. Actually, I would say because you got hit by a Thresh Hook. Like it was even before that. That dodging the Thresh Hook and mispositioning a little bit. Okay, right here, there's something going on. You're farming jungle again. Like this is, you're focused on farm and it's great. You're taking from the jungle, but it's too much. Like right here, I think you have your ult. It could be buggy right now. No, you don't have it. I don't know actually, but
yeah, I don't. It's the countdown timer.
Oh, there it is,
after.
right there. So, exactly. So you had your ult. Maybe it just came off cooldown, but you entered this fight way too late. Because yes, I understand you feel behind, and it probably feels like you're really far behind. The gold difference is pretty much the same, and a lot of it's on Master Yi. You gotta just trust that Master Yi is gonna like just kill people. You're not far behind where you can't be the win condition, but if Yi goes in, you die with him. Like because he's gonna do so much if he has slows and you do a little bit more damage. He'll get more resets and stuff like that. That was, if you entered that fight earlier, just even without your ult, that would have been helpful.
I don't think I knew that all four of them were mid when I left to go to the jungle. Once I realized they were there, they were kind of right where my exit path was.
Yeah, you're realizing things a little too slow. That's what I mean. Like you're focused on farming, which again, yeah, that's really unfortunate. Awkward.
We didn't see anything there. Nothing happened.
Yeah. So let's see what you buy. Again, I'm not gonna nitpick your build just because it's not good. You want crit. Just Ashe is all about crit. You missed the arrow. That's fine. You took a shot. I'm okay with that. You know the whole like you don't make any shots you don't take or whatever.
Right.
adage.
I just saw they were fighting around Baron, and I'm like, I don't want them to have
Nope.
Baron.
Don't go in there. This is, you know, they're at Baron. Don't go in. Like, just give it up. I hate when people try to steal Baron that aren't junglers, and then they funnel in one by one.
It doesn't work
and die.
unless you're like, who has like
so
a big. Oh, I was so sad about that.
Yeah, that's
I was
unfortunate.
so sad.
So
I leashed it.
So Ari is fighting right now, and you're farming jungle. What would happen instead if you went top to defend that turret, or went mid to help Ari continue pushing? Right, those are two options that could have.
Here I'm pinging my ult because he's going in on Vlad, but then he doesn't even need it.
And again, you could still use it, right? Because
he had pool. I was worried about pool.
sure, that's fine, and you can use it earlier. I'm just saying, like, you're psyching yourself out about doing things. You're too worried. So don't be worried and just be like, I want to get kills. You should be looking like, can I steal that kill?
I should be more like double lift, and I should ult the Vlad anyway when his pool's up. He had a funny video about that. Did you see that?
No, I did not.
He says, I play mind games with the Vladimirs or anyone that has invulnerability to CC with Ashe, and I ult them while it's still off cooldown because everyone expects a scrub to hit someone when they have a, you know, I can negate your ult button. But only a scrub would actually take the ult, so I use that scrub mentality to outplay them because they don't expect it when their cooldown's up. Like when Vlad pools at the wrong time, he expects to get CC'd at some point. He goes, but if you ult him while his pool is still up, he won't expect that, so he won't be that quick.
Yeah, so right here, like, you should have ulted. Like,
I did ult and I missed.
yeah, but I mean, before that, like, look.
It was 4v1.
You don't know that right now. It's 1v2. You wait,
Okay.
you wait, you wait. You see a Mumu come in, you ult. You see a Mumu coming in because you want, you know, the longer your arrow travels, the longer the stun is, right?
Yeah.
So,
I think the wiki says when it travels like 3 seconds, it gets to the 3.5 second
the max stun. So
yeah.
right now, with the limited knowledge that I have, because again, like, oh, everyone's missing whatever, who cares? Just execute. So right here, you see a Mumu coming in, the turret's about to go down, using an ult. It probably wouldn't be the best one, but I want you to take this ult, and I want you to move up. Because
again, I wasn't confident that it would result in a kill, so I hesitated because I should have looked to see that Galio wasn't building any tanky, but I know that my previous interactions with Galio was I didn't do much damage, so I didn't think we could blow either of them up. So I waited, and there I missed my W again. Nobody saw that.
So again, you're too far. What you should do as Ashe, yeah, it sucks because you don't have any peel, so you have to depend on your team and all that stuff. But always be as far as you can behind a tank. So right here, actually, this is okay, but you should be behind, like you should be down here, so that Thresh can't hit you, Galio can't hit you, or Galio can Q through it, but he can't, like.
I'm moving
super
back
punch
because
into
I know the minion wave is there,
Yep.
and that blocks the engage.
Sure, but I mean, you still can auto attack.
Yeah.
So, this is not bad. Amumu gets good damage down. This is good. You're auto attack.
Oh wait, no, I already ult.
And then now that Yi's in, you are just going forward, but you're farming. Like, Yi is about to kill everyone there, and you're farming the wave. And again, I think a lot of this is you're overthinking. You're like, I don't think we can win this, so I'm not gonna even try. When you need to, you would need to walk parallel there. And I'm happy about this. This is great.
Oh, this is great.
Please
I was
dive
like, yes,
me.
thank you for taking that hook.
Yeah. So Ari ults way too early. That's weird, but move forward. Like, who cares
there's
about?
no way you have enough health to do that.
Move forward here. Look at all this. These are all your kills. They belong to you, not your teammates. Go take them. Yeah. So, you're. I think it's a lack of map awareness, and if it's not, then it's just you're giving way too much respect to the enemy team, or you're just not confident enough.
It's respect. I see minions, and I'm like, this is me pinging and trying to type, like, bring it to the edge of the wall so I can auto attack.
They can't bring it to the edge of the wall. That's as far as it'll go.
Oh really?
Yep. It can only be pulled out this way, but it can't come closer to these walls.
I thought it could. Darn. I know Caitlyn
max...
can auto attack over the wall.
Yeah.
I figured Ashe could with her slightly less range,
Nope.
but I guess not.
Trist and Kate are the only people that can hit
do
objectives
that.
over these walls only on specific locations of these around those pits.
Well, rip that Ashmane idea.
Live and you learn.
Yep.
Okay, so that's
Well,
unfortunate.
I'm glad, as stupid as that assumption was that they could bring it further over, I'm glad I now know.
Oh my god, I can't. Okay, Yee's in here. Go. Go, go, go. Don't be scared. Good job. Very good job there. Good, you weren't too scared, even though like you saw the Warwick and you probably panicked a little bit. This is really good. You keep moving forward. Right here, you should be moving as you auto attack. Okay. Moving forward because you're winning this fight.
Can we pause for a second?
Yeah.
Is your internet connection okay, or is my computer doing something? Because it's pixelating quite a bit, and I'm only getting like a few frames a second when you're playing, and it wasn't doing that earlier.
It might be. It could be either of us. I'm not sure who it is.
Okay. I didn't know if you noticed anything.
I mean, I'm not looking at Skype, so.
Right. So.
All right, we can. I mean, you got the general gist of that, though.
Yeah. No, I watched the replay, and I was obviously in the game, so I remember some of it.
Mm-hmm. So that's good. Good job. You're clearing. The one thing I will be considerate of as well, yeah, keep moving forward for the kills. Maybe that's important. This minion wave, because these minions didn't die, you're not able to push that turret right away. But again, you know, I like it more that you're pushing aggressive, because I think that's something that you need to start to really exercise, that aggressive muscle of yours. And your team can take care of Caitlyn, so yeah.
So you're saying I need to be a Vayne main, and I need to bronze Vayne spot?
Maybe. To be honest, people, Vayne spotting might work a little better in bronze. I don't know. It depends on how hard you do it. But
if I had farming down, then yeah, Vayne would be fantastic, because you can just, if you get to 10, 15 minutes, half an item, then she can do crazy stuff.
Mm-hmm. So you're farming this wave. That's fine.
Is this? Did I ping this? Did I ping Baron? Here?
I don't know.
I don't remember. I can't remember if this is when I pinged, because I remember at one point I pinged Baron was coming up, and then I went bot and I pushed the wave, and that was very intentional for, hey, Baron's going to be up, but I can push this wave safely before it's up and be there. So now they have a wave pushing. That was intentional.
Mm-hmm. So
I don't know if that works in bronze. It probably doesn't. I'm thinking.
No, this is actually, that's really, really good, because this is one of those things that the macro knowledge actually helps like boost your percentages a lot. Because what happens is, like, you go to Baron, you win it, yay, you have lanes pushing and you destroy the map. You lose it,
right?
They can't push bot lane, so you're
right.
good. That's really helpful.
It's also, I get the gold. So, like, their wave isn't pushing, and yay, we got the Baron, but now their wave is under turret, and I lost all that gold. And whereas if I had just pushed it a minute earlier, I would have gotten the gold and Baron.
Yep. So that's actually really good. Something I want to point out here, because we're talking about how far behind you were and all that kind of stuff. So you're experimenting with a build, and it's also a cheaper build. If we look at the gold, like, you have 9K. That's enough to buy, like, your Infinity Edge Runeans.
Right.
You know, so you did have enough. I like the
31 minutes.
Yeah, I like the Executioner's calling because of Warwick and Vlad. But at the same time, I'd rather have built the Last Whisper item first because of this guy on Warwick. I'm not really concerned with Vlad because he's 2 and 5. And he, as far as I've been able to tell, he hasn't been a threat to you. Warwick is a bigger threat. Galio is a bigger threat. Thresh is a bigger threat to you, because those are the guys that I've seen be on you, and Warwick can come on to you anytime, and Warwick is fed. So I see Thresh has armor. He's starting to build armor. I see Warwick has built armor. I would go Last Whisper instead of Healing Negation here.
Okay.
But yeah, again, you're going a budget build and trying out a new build, but you actually have.
Oh, I have a Black Cleaver. That's why I didn't buy the Last Whisper first.
Okay. I think
Which
that's
actually I think is more armor shred than the Last Whisperer. When they only have like one armor item.
yeah,
Because the
that's
Last
fair.
Whisperer is 35% of bonus armor, whereas the Black Cleaver is 24% of the total.
So this is weird. This is really really weird because
Yeah, this
uh,
was this was me pinging Baron and then them engaging, and I didn't realize exactly what was going on.
yeah.
Um,
Never start Baron by yourself as a squishy person because you don't want first Baron debuffs your damage when they hit you,
right.
so you don't want to take that first hit on the second and third hit. You want their tank too.
Right.
So and you just lost half your health. What happens if you lost half your health? Your team comes to Baron, they're fighting it, and then a team fight erupts because they come flank and
Can
you're
you
at half
back up
health.
again?
Sure.
Was anyone standing by me, or was I really alone when I actually started
You're
that?
really alone.
Okay. Yep, I was. Okay. That's fine.
Yeah, I think this is where your macro knowledge is like, oh, this is a good time to take Baron, blah,
We
blah,
need to
blah.
we need
want
to start
Baron.
it now. Come
Yeah,
on,
and you're
guys.
just kind of freaking out when, like, you have, instead of being like, let's be bloodthirsty and get some kills. Shen has a great setup right here. He has a ward, and I guess you don't know if they have vision or not, but this is a decent setup.
We don't. You can turn Fog of War to our team.
Yeah, I don't see any wards and stuff like that. So, but right here he gets a nice engage. Yi is coming around the corner.
Okay.
This is beautiful for you. It's in a narrow spot where yes you can get flanked, but look at this. There's two people bot. That's probably where you're like,
I
oh,
did see
Baron's
the
great.
two people bot. That's why I wanted to go Baron. I'm like, their fed AD carry that's going to DPS that thing down is missing. The only thing we have to worry about is the Warwick.
So let
And
me
then
tell
they
you
found
another
the Warwick.
thing. I firmly believe that no one should ever take Baron and like maybe mid gold and down. Because there is so much, like just like turret diving is really complicated, Baron fights are really, really complicated. You take free Barons because there's just so much of a chance for a smite steal. There's so much of a chance where people just get aced anyway when they take Baron. So much of a chance your team plays Baron fights or the post Baron fight completely wrong. Because again, Baron also reduces your defenses.
Right.
So if Vlad comes in and ults everyone, that's a huge. And Galio comes in, who's building full AP, that is absolutely terrifying.
Would you consider the bot lane showing bot, and my team, like most of my team except for Ari? Ari was doing her thing, and she gets caught out and dies for it. But would you consider this Baron free when I started it?
No.
No. Okay.
Maybe in a higher elo. You know, if we're talking about LCS or maybe like plat or maybe gold, what sounds more enticing to me rather than maybe having this Baron thrown? Because what happens if they get it? What if they stole it? What would happen? This bot lane is gonna just like wreck your base, right?
Yeah.
Instead, what seems enticing to me is there's two bot. We have a good fight we could take. Unfortunately, we'll give up a turret. Ari's pushing mid. Let's have a base race. You know, you'll have more champions to push this Baron. It's just like so much can go wrong in the 20 seconds you need to take this. Vlad can come in and flank. Galio can ult in. Amumu will go to Ari and never have smite with you. Like,
did I have a control ward on me?
No.
No. Okay, that was my bad too. I should have bought a control ward.
Yeah.
So I knew that they didn't have vision.
Everyone should have, but that's a tough thing.
No, but that's me personally. Yep. I mean, I have gold. I can buy that as well.
Yep. And you filled it up with a brawler's glove or a dagger, not huge.
Or even I think my trinket is off cooldown. I could have temporarily bought a sweeper just for Baron if I knew we were doing that and swapped it later.
That starts like a cooldown, so I don't think that's.
Does it? Because I've bought it before where it doesn't have a cooldown, like later in the game. Maybe.
I think sweeper does. Yellow trinket doesn't.
Right.
But so yeah, I don't like taking Barons. Like in my games, my rule of thumb as a jungler is I don't touch Baron unless an inhibitor or two are down. Just because, yes, it might be a good call. I can miss smite. My team can screw up. I want like a really free Baron. I really want free Barons because like if I don't have Baron, I can still probably finish the game. You know, if I have Baron, yes, that's huge and we can finish the game definitely. but there's a chance that they can steal it or something can go wrong or my team just plays it wrong, where it's just not worth that risk because I've just seen too many Baron throws. I rather the enemy team go to Baron and then completely screw it up because I feel like the team that starts Baron and has a Baron fight always loses in low elo. Even if they get Baron. I don't even like even as a jungler, I don't even look for Baron steals when I'm contesting. I'm looking for all the kills because congratulations, you got Baron, we're going to ace you and we're going to push your base anyway. Instead of losing all my health, trying to smite Baron, smiting Baron away, and then my team dying anyway when I could have gotten 3 kills and like made sure we won the fight. So I'm not a fan of taking Baron in low elo unless it really is free. 2 inhibitors are down. For some reason you can't push into their base and finish the game. Take Baron because again, so much can go wrong in a Baron fight. Like this, if you weren't playing the Ashe and you're playing the Amumu, and like you did this, and you lost this fight, and you're like, Ashe, what are you doing? Why are you focusing Baron? There's just so much miscommunication that can happen there. Yeah, look, that was easy. Now maybe Baron is good, right?
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
Black Cleaver buffs Yee's damage.
Yes, that's huge too. So I think this was a decent Baron take. People were gone. There's nothing you can do, and you're not going to get back in time to defend
Ari got
this.
the turret, but she does die for it.
Whatever. What is 1 death in 31, right? Or 26. I don't care about that so much as a playing in a lower elo.
Yeah, I guess she did get the turret for it.
But I will say, good Baron. It was a good Baron call. I just am very adverse to taking Barons. I don't know why you backed there. Maybe you didn't buy what you needed, or you needed a little more gold.
Did I finish something? No.
You could have pushed that out.
Yeah.
This is great. Everyone's pushing. Shen's not there, but he has ult, so who cares? Shen ults in while you guys are scared. Fine, because you're missing 2 players.
We didn't have a wave either. I would, if we had Baron buff, I would much prefer to fight with a wave. And there's, is anyone grouping? Ari is dead or just
no?
Came
Everyone's
up from
everyone's here now.
5. Okay.
You have 5. Thresh misses
They
the
have
hook,
5.
so you don't have to be so scared. But be behind someone. Always be behind someone, unless you're being like, I'm gonna kill everyone. Right here. Yi goes in. You should ult. You should have ulted already. Immediately, just hit anyone to help. Yi does so much damage. You guys are wrecking this team fight because of Yi.
And then is this where? Yeah, this is where the fight turns.
So you're chasing that kill a little bit. You back off. That's fine.
And now I'm separated from my team.
And your ult is still up. Your ult is still up.
Yeah, he has pool.
No, I don't care. Your ult should have gone down.
Here I did get him.
So this
I should have.
What my problem is that you still have ult up while this whole team fight has happened.
Okay.
You're using your
so
ult
I should have just ulted right away.
Yeah, you're using your ult for
Okay.
peeling, and that's why I had that misimpression from you, that you only ult to peel for yourself, like ult here. Yi goes in ult.
I wanted to hit someone squishy, and all I saw were tanky people in front.
Doesn't matter. Who cares?
Okay. Okay. That's just a an assumption on my part.
Yeah. So I think you had 15 seconds, or maybe like 10 seconds, where you could have ulted.
Right.
You're looking for the perfect ult. Yeah, especially because
that screwed me up so much. He pooled, and right as I attack moved on him. Yep. And so it just moved me on top of him. If I didn't move on top of him, if I was quicker about that, I might have been able to pick up that Vlad before Kate sniped me.
Yep, that's totally legit and unfortunate.
I was so sad about that. I was like, no, because that was pretty much. I don't even know if you would consider that necessarily an outplay. I outplayed myself. If my mechanics were better, I could have done that.
Maybe. You're right. It's a little bit tough. And actually, if you were attack moving backwards with your A click or what attack move click on the ground, then you would have avoided that. But moot point.
So I checked my settings, and I do have the attack move centered on the cursor. So I don't know why I sometimes stop I burned my flash for no reason there. I shouldn't have been there.
I'm okay. I'm okay with that.
No, but I shouldn't have even been in a position where I was by myself without seeing them.
Yeah, maybe. So you have ult again. You're saving it, right? Don't forget that even though you stun this person, it splashes slow on everyone else.
Yeah, slow and tickles their damage.
Yep. It's not for the damage. So
it used to be. They nerfed the damage a while back. I'm still sad about that. It was nice when an ult did like 400 damage.
yeah, so moving back and attacking, this is good. This is good. I think your positioning's fine here as well. And then here, now you're in the front. So that's a little scary. You back off, that's fine.
My team backed off, yeah.
Yep.
I was unsure why they backed off. Which, I mean, I should have noticed it. I just... predicting, I was thinking they were gonna stay longer.
That was a misplay by you, just staying a little too long.
Aw.
That's fine.
It happens. Sad. I was not expecting I think it was the static shiv crit that got me that low, and I wasn't expecting that, but I should have known that she had a static shiv and that could happen.
Yep. That happens. That's okay.
But maybe I shouldn't worry about that, because that would just make me play more passive.
Yeah, very good point. Very, very good point. So here, big fight bot lane. Your ult might or might not be ult. Just shoot it. Maybe I wouldn't shoot it. It looks like it's done. Woo. That was way too fast.
We won. That's all.
If your ult is up, you should shoot it right now, and then just go farm mid lane. Maybe it misses. Maybe it zones. Maybe it forces a flash.
My ult is not off cooldown. Oh,
So
okay. That's because I used it late. That's why.
So
I did use it. I was just... I think I realized the fight was going on too late. Or I was thinking there was more people than what were actually there.
Yeah, you need to make sure that your
map awareness is on point.
Especially with someone that you have a global ult. Like, you want to be looking for that.
Yeah, I have global vision too. I don't think I did it as much this game, but usually I'm not pushed in under tower the whole game, but I can scout the enemy jungle and see if their buffs are up, and I will ping if they're missing or if they're there. I don't know that that's really useful in bronze, but I'm like, if I ever get out of bronze, that's a great skill to have already down.
Yep, I would worry about scouting for your own safety more so. Unless you're trying to convince someone like, hey, you're extended. Like right now, if you're like, hey, Ari, you need to back, I hawk shot and then ping, ping, ping because I got a champion in my sight. Ari is screwed, just farm. Yeah, I don't think you have an ult up either. But now the rest of your team is here. Oh, Ari did die, yeah. So, back up,
Ari and Yi kept getting caught out, which there's nothing I can really do other than ping.
Yep.
That was, I think, me typing to the Yi. He was like, I can't 1v5, and I was like, you walked into them. That's all I said, was you walked into them.
Took Baron, that's unfortunate.
Or he was complaining that his team wasn't there or something, and I was like, no, we weren't.
Well, so this is what I would also think. If Yi is your win condition, just follow Yi around everywhere because he is gonna try to do stupid stuff. So even if you tell a team like, hey, we should follow Yi around, or you should ping Yi all the time.
That's honestly what I should have done. Is I should have just told the team, hey, let's just follow Yi around. He wanted to split push a lot. I should have just been like, hey, we should group as 5 and we should run around with Yi and just murder things.
Yep. So right here, you're just not doing. Oh, Yi's here. So go. Yi just entered the fight and everyone's running away. I think that's a turn fight and you win that.
Okay. See, I thought he was just suiciding. Honestly, I didn't even think to join that fight.
Because
I didn't think he was that far ahead.
Yi is super singular. The hard thing about Yi is when you go in, right? So if he might go in.
Did you save that, Ari?
Yeah, that was
good. Did you see that?
But Yi is your win condition, and you just play around that. Because again, like if you built damage, holy crap! Like that was perfect position to just kill everyone. But unfortunately, your build is really.
Or
really
even if I 1Q will nearly max stack Black Cleaver and just shred their armor, which works well with Yi. I wasn't planning on him getting fed, obviously, because we weren't like duoed or anything. But and that wasn't a reason why I built Black Cleaver. was because, oh, we have lots of the fizz damage, but I just wanted to try it to see how it felt.
Yep.
It wasn't. It was. It's a weird build. If you can get your items early, it is stronger than the other build because it's a little bit cheaper. It's more component, like the
Well,
components.
this is the thing. If you're looking for that, then you play a different champion that meshes well with those. I understand you're trying to shred armor with a black cleaver, and that sounds enticing. But why aren't you playing Kog'Maw with like Bork and what was the item?
Black Cleaver.
Yeah, Black Cleaver. Even though that's not the best thing on him, but that could work too. Ash's kit, you want crit.
It used
She's
to.
all about crit.
It was an old build from last year when it was the ADC lull thing, and this was when Black Cleaver did like 30% armor shred, and I think Blade of the Rune King had higher percent health damage on it. Basically, the build was stronger and they nerfed it, and that's why I stopped using it. Not that that really matters in bronze, but I hadn't played it in like several months, and I was obviously not doing well with the ER build, so I was like, let's try this.
Well, so this is also what I want to say. Like, I'm fine with you experimenting and figuring things out and like finding something special or completely flopping the build. That's perfectly fine. If you want to climb, like you should do that in normal games, and also just like maximizing your build or finding the next like best thing isn't always the best thing. Like, what's more important, I'd rather you spend time in practicing your CS for 30 minutes rather than watching Phylals. Like, these are the craziest builds you can build and most efficient things. I'd rather you just look at a guide, take a cookie cutter build, and just build inefficiently, but like probably the best for most scenarios, and just be better at last hitting. I think that brings you a lot more value than max minning your builds and stuff like that. Like, let other people do that.
I downloaded Path of Exile a while back. I have that for my min-maxy stuff.
Sure. Yeah, there you go. There you go.
My joke is I've spent more time not playing the game and making builds for the game than actually playing it.
For League?
No,
for Path of Exile. Yeah, that makes sense.
I have like 20 builds I've like theory crafted, and I have like one character that's like not even in game, and I've never played the game through. And so I just give builds to my friend that introduced me to it, and she's like, "Oh my gosh, you're really good at making builds." She's like, "You should get to end game." I'm like,
That's funny. So yeah, I think again the biggest thing is just execute. You need to work on your execution and don't go into lane ready to lose it. I don't care if you're in the most passive crappy lane versus the most aggressive one. Try to figure out how to win it.
Hello?
Yes.
Sorry, you cut out there.
I don't care if you're like in a passive lane versus aggressive lane. Figure out a way to win it, because you should always try to win lane and then win team fights and all that kind of stuff. I think execution is that much more important than macro knowledge at this state. Like, you just need to be like, need to be that. If you are that Yi at 16 kills, like, you have so much power in the game.
People die before they can walk to me faster. I've been that person on Ashe, and it's so much fun because as soon as you get Q, if someone tries to jump on you, like, while they're slowed, they just die before they even get in melee range. Yeah. Like, if it's like an assassin or something, because the damage is real.
I mean, look at this gold earned right now. What could your build be with that? You know, you don't need a cheap build because the game went 41 minutes.
That's true.
You know, I don't know how many games of yours end at 25, but I'm guessing more of them are on the upper end of 30 than the lower end of 30.
But yeah.
Upper side, I mean.
One thing I will say to reinforce the point about gold, especially for ADC players, is if you look at any of Doubleless videos, just his streams, just like mute him and look at the timestamp and look at his KDA. There's been games where he'll be like 260 for whatever reason, and he has like 2.5 items at 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Just because he's CSing like a god. So I know it's important, but man, I struggle with it so much.
And it's basically like, what do you care about? If you really want to get to silver, Like, this is what you need to do. Or X, Y, and Z is what you need to do. If you don't, then that's perfectly fine. Like, do what you want. Play ranked if you want. Play normals if you want. But if you really want to get... It's basically like, do your actions match your intentions, right?
Right.
So, and that's a tough thing. Some people just really need to just be like, you know what? I'm silver 5 and I'm okay with that. And now I'm enjoying the game a lot more.
Yeah, I have mixed wants, and they don't match up with each other. So I need to pick what's more important, because I want to get out of bronze. That's true. I don't like practicing CSing, which, I mean, that's everything to an ADC. I love attack moving, and I love doing the repeated damage, but that's gated by your ability to CS. And I also really like the strategy aspect, which means to really get to the point where strategy matters, I have to climb the ladder, or I should maybe even consider switching roles.
Or playing 5s.
Yeah, or maybe playing 5s. I don't do well in comms. I really don't. Maybe it's just because of my inexperience.
You're not supposed to.
No. Like I struggled with, and I still do at times, with being an extremely salty player. And that's why I will go in games, especially if there's something fishy that happened in Champ Select or something. I will just mute all right from the beginning, and I will actively just not ping unless it's like an actual call I'm trying to make. I will try not to do the question mark ping or anything, just because like someone going 0-6 in lane, especially if they have a bad attitude about it, will actually affect my performance.
Yeah, absolutely. I totally understand that.
And I've had this issue where I've had people who don't... I want to play League as like a team game with people in comms, and I don't know if it's I haven't found the right people to do that with yet, or it's just not for me, or maybe I need to do it more and get used to the comms. But I remember one game in particular was really close, and someone said, as I got engaged upon, was like, that's a bad decision. Didn't say anything like beforehand. Like it was just kind of like them saying something, right? It wasn't a helpful thing to say, and they didn't mean it mean. It was just like one of those...
It's a sly comment. Like, I want to emote right now, and
I just left the call for the rest of the game. I played 20 minutes with a team of 4 other people not in the call, because I'm like, I can't hear something like that again, or it will actually affect my performance. So I don't know, you know? But at the same time, I say that, but I'm also someone when I'm in comms, and I do this whenever I'm not in comms, is I will talk out loud when I'm frustrated. Be like, you shouldn't be doing that, and I just resist the urge to type, and I'm like, I'll just say it out loud. Maybe if I say it loud enough at the screen, they'll get my vibe through the internet. But because that's something that helps tremendously, and I picked that up from like the YouTubers and streamers. They'll have games where they're frustrated and they say things, and they're like, just saying it out loud. Don't type it. You can say whatever you want. You can rage flame people on your team that are being dumb and making bad decisions, but just don't type it, and it doesn't affect their performance, and don't let it affect your performance. And I'm like, that's pretty healthy. No one has... Like, if you don't ever communicate in the game to people that you're feeling salty right now, they'll never know.
Yeah, I'm very mixed about that, actually, and it's just because I don't know actually what the psychology behind that is, because I think emoting anger or frustration can actually also manifest in your actions too. So sometimes I think that helps people, sometimes it actually hurts people, but it makes them feel good in the very short term. But again, that's person to person, and I am not knowledgeable enough about that to really see what it does. I find
if I tell myself I'm going to say what I want to say in chat out loud, I don't have the urge to type it anymore.
Okay, good. So, as long as it also gets out of your system.
Right. But I will do that in calls. And like if I'm in a team environment, I'll be like, this lane is really oppressive. Oh, there goes my support. He got engaged upon again. I'm gonna attack move back, but this lane is rough. Just don't even gank this lane unless they're like super far pushed, because they're just a little too far ahead right now. See if we can make something else somewhere else. I don't expect my teammates to like listen to half the crap I'm saying. I have to say it out loud for my performance, and other people will interpret that as me being very salty, which it kind of is, but at the same time I don't mean it to be. I'm just used to saying those things when
Yeah,
no
that's not good in comms. Just like it affects you, it's gonna affect other people too. So that's something I don't know what the solution is.
Right. Maybe I just need to play in comms with more people and just get used to being able to listen to people talk and what helps.
Yeah, and maybe you need to be upfront, be like, hey, please don't say that because that really, really tilts me. I know it sucks, and I'm working on it too. Or like, but you have to definitely be nice about it because, finding the right people can be hard.
That's a conversation to have outside the game, though, because it's hard to have nice heart-to-hearts in the middle of a stressful, close game.
Sure. But be like, hey, I don't need that negativity right now because it's gonna tilt me. Yeah,
it was one of those games where it's like all the turrets are down. Both teams have lost 1 or 2 inhibitors once or twice. Both teams have taken Baron once or twice. It was literally like who's going to get caught out first, and that's going to decide the game, and that's how it ended.
Yeah.
It was a loss, but oh my gosh, it was such a close loss. It was a good game though.
All right. Okay, Hydro. I think this went really, really long, but it was good. I hope it was helpful.
I before we go, I just want to say like a massive thank you so much.
Oh yeah, sure, no problem.
Like I'm gonna fanboy a little bit here. I love your podcast.
Thanks,
and like
man.
Not only talking with you, but like in comms, like for so long and having you help me with League, it's like getting to hang out with like a celebrity. It honestly, it's really cool, and I love that you care about your community enough to make yourself so available. So yeah.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Yeah. Some days it's easier than
And
others, but I'm glad
I
it's
have
appreciated.
some feedback. It's quick feedback, honestly, if you
Sure.
want to hear.
Sure.
Do you think we could get like a lore channel in the
Oh, sure.
like either a chat room or like maybe even a voice? And because I know you've been making the announcements to see if anyone's interested in doing like the podcast or something, but maybe we could get something to grow organically if I just kind of hang around there, because I've been trying to read more of the stuff in the chats and things.
Yeah.
But maybe like if that group was formed and I just kind of hang out there and I just like, hey guys, who's read the new Swain lore and wants to talk about it, and see if I can get people talking. Because I haven't quite found an in yet with the community, because I want to try duo queue, but I also want to I kind of want to see where I'm at on my own as well.
Sure. I'll say this. I think right now you are solidly a bronze player, if we're just real. I think there's plenty, but that also means that there's so many things that you can work on that's going to make you better. So if you do end up duo queuing with a silver player might be frustrating for both of you guys, because I think there are a lot of things that you need to work on, and hopefully this isn't discouraging. But yeah, I think
don't want to queue with someone higher than me and feel like I got carried. That has no appeal to me. Maybe in norm games, especially if we're doing something crazy off meta like Twitch Cassiopeia or something silly. But which I recently tried to do, and that didn't go well. The person I was, because I was supposed to go Cassio mid, and I got put bot, and then my friend got put support, and I was like, do you want to go like Twitch Cassiopeia just for cheese? And he accidentally locked in Kog'Maw.
that's funny.
It almost worked, but once the initial like aggression, because that's a very aggressive snowball-y style that you're supposed to play, and once we lost that first aggression that we tried, it just kind of went snowballing the other way, because I had no peel after that.
I know exactly what you mean as someone that has played Pantheon support. So I know exactly what you mean, how important that is.
I was surprised at the day. I'd never played Cassiopeia before too. That's what was even funnier. I was like, I know what the champion's supposed to do. I watched Faker play it once.